And welcome to the Fandom Post Radio Podcast. I am your engineer, Kate, and joining me today is Brandon.
Hello.
Kestrel.
Hello.
Kane.
Hello.
And DJ.
Hey.
Yay. I'm here with DJ's here.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We did it.
Wow.
We both showed up.
It's
been a while since we had the full lineup.
Yeah, exactly.
Full regular lineup. Shocking. Yeah. Ooh. So.
I can't wait to talk about these stupid fucking awards.
Yeah, I was saying it before, but this is going to be my first time reading any of them, except for one that I accidentally clicked on. So I'm excited to see how everyone has let me down once again.
Have you seen the results, Brandon?
I did, but I have thoroughly forgotten. So
Cool.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely the only one who watched any of it, and we're the only two who ever knew any of the results. Perfect.
Yeah.
I voted. I think.
Nice.
I even
didn't.
forgot to vote.
Are we going to talk at all about like how the presentation was this year? Because last year
I can
was
talk about that a
rough,
lot.
wasn't it?
Well, yeah, I'll talk about that. We have news
Okay.
first.
Yeah, that's part of the fun.
Yeah. Oh boy. Let's get into news. Lots of dead people. So
Yeah.
right as we're talking about someone not related to anime, although closer than I expected. But yeah, Lance Reddick just died, which is super shitty. But as for our topics, first one, even like way younger actually, Maon Kurosaki, who was a singer for anime openings and endings. He died at 35. Yeah, she underwent emergency surgery for epidural hematoma, so bleeding between the skull and the membrane surrounding the brain, a year and a half ago. She had collapsed during a concert, and her condition had just worsened over that time, and yeah. 35. She had done openings and endings to stuff like High School of the Dead, various Index series, I think. She did Jormungand, Tokyo
Third season
Ravens.
of Anna.
Yep, Shauna, Grisaya. She was also in the group Ultima, who I saw her perform with at Otakon like 9 years ago. And I got to like meet her and get her autograph and stuff. And they did like the opening to Excel World, and yeah, maybe they were the ones who did the Shauna song. But anyway, yeah, she did a lot of stuff. She was very young, especially to pass away like that. So very sad.
That's really depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you even say?
Yeah. Interestingly, both the people that I have on the news for having passed away, I have met. Anyway, next piece of news before we get into more depressing shit.
I was going to say, what are you trying to say by that?
No.
Ominous.
Just, yeah, my collection of autographs from people who are no longer alive is growing disturbingly large. But anyway, before we get into more of that, next piece of news is a deal that AMC struck, or I mean, I don't know if it was them directly or it's just that their money made Sentai able to do this, but Sentai is going to have exclusive rights to all of MBS's series for the foreseeable future. So it's going to stream all of them on High Dive. It didn't say like how long this contract lasted for, because these deals have happened before and they haven't lasted very long, or like whether it applies to continuing series, because like, you know, no way in hell they're going to get Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 from Crunchyroll. but still a bigger deal than like Sentai and High Dive have had for, exclusivity for any period of time for quite a while. So yeah, they're definitely being more competitive now that AMC has given them some corporate money. Probably means...
Okay, this is a dumb question. Is AMC and the AMC theater chain attached?
No. This is AMC Networks, like the TV channel. Yeah. The Breaking Bad channel.
The Walking Dead people.
Can't keep track of these people. I don't know who owns
the Talking Dead people.
Ugh.
Yeah, those guys. They now own The Walking Dead and High School of the Dead.
That was the plan all along, and now they're going to do a crossover event.
Exactly.
Yeah, what a lineup.
Yeah. The Dead Cinematic Universe.
Oh,
no. Another thing that happened on the same day as the Anime Awards that we'll be talking about, which is another thing that we can talk about if we have time, but I don't know if we will, is Attack on Titan, the final season, final part, final, not quite final, part 1, part 3, whatever, aired. And with it came the announcement of the second part of the final chapter of the final everything, which is supposed to come out in fall of this year and will hopefully be finally final. We'll see, because this last one was also expected to be, and it was not. But I did read the manga volume that this last special covered right after I watched it, or like the day or two after. And it did cover exactly that second to last volume, and there is exactly one volume left. So I would hope that we're only getting one more.
There's no way there's any more than this final episode.
I mean, it was an hour-long special, so it is possible that they split it into 2 half-hour episodes, and the next one could be,
No.
At this point, the memes are reality, so...
Yeah.
But anyway, the announcement is that is happening in fall, so we're not getting it, like, in a month, and we're not getting it in, like, a year, but hopefully in about half a year.
Really dragging this out.
Yeah. I was really and I think, like, MAPPA put out some statement that, like, they wanted to have it all out with this last part, but, they had to take more time to improve the quality, which is good. I think that Attack on Titan would be over by now if MAPPA was not currently producing the 5 biggest projects in anime. But yeah, whatever.
My tinfoil hat theory is that Kodansha made them drag it out so that when they announced their manga app, Attack on Titan would still be relevant while it was being put out. But I don't know. That's just me.
I just wish that we could have gotten the very end of it in a few weeks when the anime hits its 10th anniversary, because that would have been perfect. But nope, no such luck.
10 years, that's a third of my life.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, I can think back to watching Crunchyroll simulcasts 15 years ago, and nothing's really changed about the way I spend my free time and consume media. So yeah, it's pretty disheartening. That's half my life. It's exactly the same.
I got terrified this week when somebody said that Outcast Taya was 20 years old, and I'm like, oh, just throw me in the ground now. I'm like, what the hell?
Sounds right. Yeah. Yeah, 20 years ago, that was when I started getting into music in a major way.
I was on my college internship.
You gotta speak. I know.
It also dawned on me that this year is the 20th anniversary of Anime Boston, and I'm all like, shit.
Speaking of conventions, another person who I met at a convention and got their autograph and is now no longer with us is character designer Takahiro Kimura. He's probably best known for the character designs of Code Geass, the animation character designs. I know Clamp did the original artwork, but anytime something like that happens, they have an animation character designer to actually put it into line art and a form that animators can actually follow. but yeah, he was the character designer for that, and a few others. Gun Sword, he worked with the same director for that. Like I said, Gal Gaigar. Gundam Hathaway, he wasn't the character designer, but he was the animation director, so that was his most recent work, I think. But yeah, he was at Anime NYC in 2019 with a few other Code Geass staffers, and got to get his autograph there, see his panel, see him do a live drawing. It was really impressive, really fast, really high quality. So yeah, again, happy I got to see him, but very sad to hear because Code Geass is one of my favorites.
Was that why were they at a con in 2019? Was that for the Lelouch whatever spin-off thing? Or?
Yeah, the new movie. Yeah. And he was 58, by the way.
Also way too young.
Yes. Amyloidosis? Nope. Shouldn't have even attempted it. Amyloidosis. I don't know. Something killed him, that's for sure. Yeah.
Damn.
Shitty.
Amyloidosis is a rare disease that occurs when a protein called amyloid builds up in organs.
Bummer.
That's
Get out of those organs.
Why is it always like, I feel like it's always like random Japanese artists that end up with the weirdest shit. First profession.
Yeah, I mean, for artists, especially like mangaka, it makes sense because they're working in unnatural positions for 20 hours a day. He should have been a little less busy with that, but yeah, he's still a character designer, an animation director, and animator, so still the same kind of deal. But yeah, there are some rare diseases that do seem to come up in this industry, strangely. And speaking of feeling old, the Naruto anime adaptation was celebrating its 20th anniversary last year, and that celebration is continuing, I guess, and as part of that and the end of the first part of Boruto, which has been running for like 6 years straight, we are getting some new original Naruto anime episodes. There's going to be 4 new episodes for the anniversary after Boruto ends. I don't really know what they'll entail, why there's more of the original series to tell at this point, but yeah, that's happening apparently.
I figure it was just going to be like a homage to like favorite scenes and stuff. But
yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe like, because they did that Road to Naruto or whatever it's called
yeah,
a few months ago, and that was like, you know, a reanimated montage of the whole series. So yeah, I could see them doing like, you know, go back 20 years and recreate some iconic moments in like current technology and style. Anyway, that's that. Those are my news stories.
Excellent. So I think it's time we move on to the main event.
Yeah, so let me try to briefly talk about the experience of this, because I did actually watch it live, which, you know, I think you can watch it after the fact on YouTube or Twitch or Crunchyroll or whatever. But I watched it live, and it was held in Japan this year. Now, previous years, it has been ranging from like a big awards show in, I don't know, somewhere in California, probably somewhere in the US anyway, to no ceremony at all, and everything in between, you know, live streams, all different levels of extravagance or lack thereof. Sometimes they just, like, I think last year they just dropped the results unexpectedly and didn't hold anything about it. Some of the live streams have been rough to watch for different reasons. And it seems like they've been getting, like, you know, lower and lower effort every year. But this year they held a big old extravagant award ceremony proper in Japan, and it was all Japanese people in attendance, and most of the presenters were. Sorry, what did you say?
I think he just went, oh.
Yeah, I just know.
I thought you said no to my.
No.
Oh, no.
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
cool.
Cool. Okay.
That sentence brought DJ a sense of great forlorn. Just no.
I thought he was
These people at an anime event?
Not Japan.
I thought he was going to be like, no, it wasn't Japanese people. But no, I mean, half the presenters were like Americans and like famous Americans, but they flew them all out to Japan. And, you know, they had like a live Japanese translator there. And, you know, it was presented by like Sally Yamaki and some other like TV personality.
My girl.
Yeah. So 2 or 3 times she would like speak English, but for the most part it was all in Japanese. And yeah, so they had, you know, first of all, it was Japanese time. So for us in the US, it was 1:30 a.m. my time or 4:30 a.m. Eastern time. So imagine that they should expect a lot of people to have watched that live, since their main audience is the US, which is a bizarre choice, but whatever, I guess they wanted to do it in Japan in Japanese time. So yeah, I was up anyway at 1:30, so I was like, sure, I guess I'll check it out. And it was supposed to be 2 hours long, I think. Actually, nothing started until like 1:50, and there was this like pre-show that was just a little live stream of 2 of Crunchyroll's personalities, and they just like lightning round the nominees and winners of a shitload of the categories, and they weren't featured in the actual ceremony, and they seemed like totally random which ones they did. They did like, you know, half of the genre ones, and then half of the genre ones ended up at the actual ceremony, stuff like that for like characters, staff, and they just like burned through them, gave them no focus at all, like probably less than we're going to do. So yeah, that was really bizarre. I have no idea how they decided to do that or which categories they decided to or what. But it was very unceremonious for a lot of the categories. So it seemed to kind of defeat the purpose of having this big event with all of these categories that seem to be equal in importance. But yeah, that happened first, and then the actual ceremony started at 2, and it ran for over 2 hours. So it was like 4:15, 4:30 by the time I actually got to bed.
Good Lord.
Yeah, and it was, like I said, it was the same day that the Attack on Titan thing came out. So I had just spent 3 hours writing a review of that after, you know, working since 7 a.m. So I had been up and very busy for like 21 and a half hours.
That is a day.
Oof.
Yeah, so that happened. The actual ceremony, like I said, everyone was, you know, speaking Japanese for the most part, except for the American presenters that they had. They had a live interpreter doing voiceover for it. And that was the worst thing I've ever experienced.
Oh, God.
Like, there are a lot of really good interpreters throughout many industries that they could draw upon with their Sony money, and wow, this was the most painful I've ever heard. So that was really rough. I almost just gave up quite a few times.
Like, in what way? Like how bad it was?
So she, you know, clearly didn't speak English very well. And she made her attempt while just kind of like droning on and like letting the various words that she could come up with kind of fall out of her mouth without really forming the cohesive thought that was clearly behind these speeches that were being given. And yeah, it was just like I probably would have been better off like watching the Japanese stream and just like picking out words I recognized here and there.
That somehow
really
sounds
rough.
worse than the machine translated closed captioning for when part 6 for JoJo's got announced. That was at least funny because it made up a bunch of weird sentences that didn't make any sense. But that just sounds painful.
It's true. At least AI can form actual sentences. So, and you don't have to listen to subtitles, which that was half to 3/4 of the problem, was listening to her voice attempt to make words. So yeah, that was the worst part. There were some other kind of weird things. By the way, the translator they had there to like translate the American people speaking English into Japanese, she was incredible. And I know I'm not fluent in Japanese, so like obviously I hold the English speaker to a higher standard, but she was clearly like very quick on her feet, very fluent in the Japanese language, and everyone was like responding to jokes the same way that they were intended in English. So clearly it was a better experience for them. Sally Amaki, speaking of her, there was one point in it where her contact fell out. And so she had to like...
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So she was like, oh no, my magic eye has been released or whatever. And then she like broke into English in the middle of it and was like, by the way, for you guys at home who have no idea what's going on, I just like dropped my contact, and so I'm like making chuny comments or whatever.
She's awesome. So great.
Yeah. But yeah, most of the presenters, I would say, especially on the American celebrity side, were like, had nothing at all to do with anime. They were just famous people who like anime, like athletes or the kid from Stranger Things. Like, okay, that's cool that famous people like anime too in the US, whatever. There are a lot of professionals that you could have had instead, but nope, just people who have nothing to do with it except they like it and they're famous for unrelated reasons. So
it's almost like you should like celebrate the people within the industry that make this show possible.
And speaking of that,
that's stupid, and you're dumb for even suggesting it.
Who they did celebrate to show off their big old Sony money is the president, chairman, and CEO of Sony Group Corporation, which is kind of a big deal to have at the Crunchyroll Awards. So that was surprising.
That was Sony being like, remember, we own you.
Yeah.
Basically.
But for the actual like recipients, a lot of these are like for specific people. Like, some of them are the series, which is fine. You can send up whoever, the producers or directors or whatever. But a lot of them are like character designer, theme song artist, director, stuff like that. They largely did not invite those people. And so, like, I'm not going to give away who won anything yet, but one of the series won several of those awards, like character design and a few others. And they had like a voice actor there who just went up and was like, hey, thanks. I don't know anything about character designs because I'm just a voice actor, but this is really cool. So thanks. This is nice. Yeah. So
God.
Amazing.
Should have at least invited like the director of the show or something.
Right.
Somebody in charge who could be like, yeah, I accept this for our team.
Exactly.
Hell, just like a PR guy from the studio that can at least, say something about it.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, we accept this on behalf of the whatever what they usually do with the Oz or whatever,
right.
when they're like, no, they're not there to accept.
Ask him to send in a little video. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. They've done that plenty of times and things.
Right, yeah. one of the winners was not there and like requested the other presenter who wasn't Sally Amaki to like read his speech or whatever. And the guy was like clearly not expecting this, so there was like a solid minute of him like coming from the back corner where he was like, I don't know, chowing down on hors d'oeuvres or something. And he's like, I'm supposed to read it? What? Oh, okay.
There's like crumbs on his lapel.
Who organized? Like, oh god, fire the organizer of the
And it's
show.
funny because like it looked so extravagant and like they put so much money into it and they want it to be such a serious deal, but it was so poorly
run the damn thing correctly.
It's gonna go back to being shit next year.
Right? Yeah. Like you're probably better off just doing like honestly when they just drop the results.
HQ, just invite Gigak over and make him do everything.
Well, yeah, that's who they would, because they just have fucking YouTubers and influencers and bullshit people like that.
You can do that for like $20 though. So
just go on Fiverr and find someone to do it.
I'll do it.
Yeah, but they wanted to show off that they got lots of money, they got Sony backing them, and they got lots of famous celebrities who like anime who will come and talk for them.
Yeah, use that money, pay some people.
Yeah, exactly. And, maybe invite the actual nominees. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a nightmare, and I'm glad I didn't subject myself.
Yeah, it was probably not worth 3 hours in the middle of the night.
Has it ever been?
No, but it's never been that late or that long. So
just checking.
Thank you for your service, Kestrel.
Yeah, right. However, there were good things. All right, there were several musical performances.
Okay.
So, like, Yuki Kajiura did Homura from Demon Slayer Mugen Train. Lisa was not there, so she just had like 4 vocalists from.
No way.
No way.
No way.
I mean, it is
with that Sony money now, though.
Yeah, Sony does own Lisa, so
true. Yeah, I forgot about the Sony.
Right. But yeah, they had like 4 singers from Fiction Junction doing the vocals, and she played Kajiura played piano. They also had Kota Yamamoto, who is Sawano's like protege, who's been working with him on all of his recent scores, like Attack on Titan Final Season. They had him performing kind of like his most iconic new song from the final season. So that was cool. They also had what are they? Ollie? Yeah, I think Ollie is the name of the band. Who did Lost in Paradise from Jujutsu Kaisen, which won however many years ago that was, 2 or 3 years ago, for Best Ending Song. They just had them perform that song. Yeah, I don't know why.
I mean, it was a banger. I get
it. Was, yeah.
Good song.
Yeah.
No.
It's probably Caitlin's favorite anime song ever. Probably one of her favorite songs ever. Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Yeah.
It's no Smile Bomb, okay?
It was fun to watch. I like the dropping bags.
It was a very fun sequence overall.
Yeah.
So yeah, those 3 musical performances were all definitely worth watching. Not worth watching at that hour or with all of the bullshit that surrounded them. But if you want to go on the stream and fast forward through all of the actual awards to those performances, they're probably worth your time.
Were there any like VTubers? Like songs
no.
or presenters or anything?
Nothing VTuber related, surprisingly enough.
Kind of surprising.
Yeah.
Good.
Does this event have, and I feel like the answer is going to be no, but like buy-in from the industry itself? Because I feel like this will always fail if you don't have the people making the stuff really taking it in any way seriously. Because this is going to sound probably mean. It's going to sound mean. Every time you describe it, it just feels like a bunch of people desperately trying to be like, take anime seriously. We're just as good as movies and the Oscars. And I'm like, and A, you're not. And B, you don't have to prove that to anybody. Like, especially people who don't like anime in the first place. Like, I don't know why you have this like enormous thing. And if you don't have the buy-in from the industry, like people to care about any type of prestige you're trying to generate, it especially doesn't matter because they don't care.
Yeah, well, they can't generate that prestige, and they can't make people care if they keep putting on half-assed shows.
No, they can't make people care.
That's the problem.
They can't make people care, period. Because look at how most of the voters for the Oscars treat animation.
Yeah. I'm with Kate on that one.
Every year we get the leak.
Separate industry. Like, this, I think anime can exist as a serious thing on its own in the anime community. I don't think they're trying to get movie people to care about anime with the Crunchyroll Awards. They're trying to make it like a more formal anime community focused thing, but it just winds up being like a caricature of all of the things that we already know about how immature and unput together that community can be.
That's why I don't know if I agree, because it's kind of like, if your demographic isn't asking for this and you can't put on something good, why waste the time unless you're trying to get like some type of prestige to increase your demographic? Why would you have athletes and fucking people who anime watchers typically don't care about, like, except for maybe you and myself, DJ, who like sports? Why would you have them around if you're not trying to show, hey, other people who aren't weebs like anime too, see, we're cool and normal?
I think it's mainly to show recognition for things. Like, when I look at the Oscars, I don't think of the Oscars as like an advertisement for people to get into movies. I think of that as
because they don't have to do that anymore. They've been around.
Happened, and we're going to honor the ones that we thought were best. It's just that's what it is conceptually. That's not really what it winds up being in the end. After
the Academy Awards are an industry popularity contest.
Yeah.
I feel like the Crunchyroll Awards are trying to be the video game awards.
Yeah.
I feel like they're trying to hit that level, of which it's taken how many years for the video game awards to reach a point where it's not super cringe every 5 seconds. And even now, at least once or twice a show, we get
still cringe.
Hyper cringe. At least last year's hyper cringe was just like too long acceptance speeches. That was fine. Like, I could deal with that cringe.
To be fair, Jeff Keighley is more professional than anyone who works at the Crunchyroll Awards. Like, that man at least knows how to, I don't know, talk on a microphone.
Here's my perspective. And I was wondering the same thing. I have been every year, and especially this one, where I was watching this, fancy hall full of fancily dressed Japanese professionals. I was looking at their faces and trying to be like, how much are they taking this seriously on a scale of the Academy Awards to, some fucking anime con pulled them.
I would say local talent show.
Phone. Yeah, local talent show. Are they like taking this seriously, or are they just here because Sony made them and they want to get the fuck out? Do they care about winning these? Does it mean anything to them? And I couldn't quite tell. I think they are all polite Japanese people who want to give the air of we respect what you are doing, and we appreciate that you care about our work. My take on the whole thing, and especially like, why is this primarily US focused presentation taking place in Japan at a time when no one in the US is awake? I think Crunchyroll really wants to be taken really seriously by the Japanese industry specifically, and they want them to be like the first company everyone goes to for like new productions. They want to be on all the production committees. They want all of the exclusive rights. They want all of the returns on investment. They want to be in this industry in a bigger way than any American company has been before. And if they can show off, like, we can do a big, elaborate, expensive award show, and we're going to invite all you and make you feel like you're on the red carpet and give you some fancy award that, you don't necessarily have in, Western awards that won't care as much about anime. I think I think even to that end, they'll be like, hey, people in Japan like Stranger Things, right? Here's the kid from Stranger Things. He likes this too, and we were able to get him. Don't you want to work with us? I feel like it was a Crunchyroll flex to the Japanese industry to try to make themselves seem more appealing as a respectable partner in the future.
Yeah,
a good business move if they can pull it off in a professional way, and it doesn't sound like they did.
Yeah. So what you're telling me is it's a disgusting capitalist ploy.
I mean, isn't everything?
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like on a higher level, it's Sony being like, okay, you guys really want us to take anime seriously, then like get the anime companies to care. Because like I think if Sony doesn't buy Crunchyroll, they don't do the awards show in Japan. Like that's not gonna happen.
And yeah, I do think that Sony definitely is like, they've been putting the money in to make anime one of the primary pieces of their business in a lot of ways recently. And yeah, definitely putting this show on with all these people in Japan, flying them all in, having the CEO there speaking about anime and its importance for like 5 minutes. Like, yeah, Sony definitely wants to make sure that this investment pays off and that they can like I said, they just want to make sure that their American purchases are going to work in tandem with the Japanese side just as well as like Aniplex.
I think even in like a simpler way of looking at it too is that fandoms like to vote for things and argue about things that they enjoy. So why wouldn't Crunchyroll want to capitalize on all the eyes they get when they put up, best of lists?
Yeah. And I think that's been the reason that they've been doing this for like 7 years. But I think, yeah, the shift to, after every year being less and less of a presentation to the point that it wasn't a presentation at all last time, all the way to suddenly holding the biggest ceremony they ever have in Japan with all of these big names from Japan and the US. I think that's a big show of Sony showing off their new property and trying to get that, a major name in the industry. Also, by the way, we should probably mention there were fan votes, and I don't know how often you could vote. I didn't, but it was mostly weighted towards the judge votes they had, I think, which I think a few things about that. It's good in theory, but one, because, fans have shit taste and they'll make bots and they can vote like every day or something, I think. So for all of those reasons, weighting the judges much more highly makes sense. However, I feel like they don't present it that way because they're constantly talking about like your votes, these are your choices, when it's not really that. And the other reason being most of the judges are like, YouTuber influencers and not actual critics. So I don't know that I necessarily have any greater respect for their opinions than the average dude on the internet.
Depends on the judges, yeah. And I don't know who those judges are.
Yeah. They have the list on their website, and it's like, yeah, there's a few of your well-known critics on there, but a lot of them are just like, this dude shouts on YouTube and makes a funny face on the thumbnail. All right, cool. I'm glad that he got to be 80% of the choices here.
Like, it's okay, Crunchyroll. You can ask Chris. He likes things like, Sword Art Online. He is the common man.
Chris would be a good judge. He's been doing this for fucking forever. So.
Yeah. He has reviewed like every US release, at least that's been sent to him since like anime started coming out on DVD.
Yep.
Yeah, but can he make a funny face?
For Chris to join the staff.
What about his thumbnail game?
Yeah, what about his thumbnail game? Can he? How wide can he open his mouth?
See, that's Chris's real problem is he hates being on camera. So
yeah,
so do I. Yeah, I fucking hate it. Ew.
Louder and with your mouth more open, please.
I'd say I recognized maybe one print critic, or not print, but like text critic in the entire list.
Who was it? I need to know.
Arius.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No. Yeah.
That's probably the only person on the list that I would recognize too.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Well, now that we've disparaged it for half an hour, let's
let's dig into what the actual winners of this garbage was.
I was gonna say, to be fair, I did not make any promises about not shitting on this.
Oh no, you have us reading these. How dare you? You know how this is gonna go for me.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
All right, this is what because I assigned everyone a category. So what I did, the first thing I did was I went through all of the categories and said, which ones have the least Japanese? I'll give Kate those. So other than there's one section with like some character names maybe, but even most of those are like Western names. So you'll be fine. All right.
Okay. I'll try my best.
I would have done the exact opposite. I would have given you all of the hardest shit.
I kind of accidentally did that the last time we went through this exercise, and it was entertaining, but I don't know. I'm a nice guy.
In my brain, it all sounds correct.
Yeah, put all the anime titles in Japanese just for Kate.
Oh God! Oh God!
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna go through after talking about how this is all bullshit. We're gonna spend a bunch of time talking about every single nominee and winner and our thoughts on them.
And we get to talk why it's bullshit. Oh.
Yeah, so like for each category, we can talk about the nominees after we've read them before we get to the winner. Since most of you don't know the winner, we can ask your what you would pick, who you think will win, and then see how it turns out, and then we can have further commentary once we reveal that. So first up, we've got Best Voice Actor Performance in English. The nominees are Amanda Lee for Maureen Kitagawa in My Dress Up Darling, Jeremy Lee as Kotaro Sato in Kotaro Lives Alone, Natalie Van Sistine as Yor Forger in Spy Family, Sungwon Cho as Kage in Ranking of Kings, Zach Aguilar as David Martinez in Cyberpunk Edgerunners, and Zeno Robinson as Gamma 2 in Dragon Ball Super Superhero.
I like a lot of these voice actors.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't watch anything really in dub, none of these either. But
I've only listened to the Ranking of Kings dub out of this, and someone did great on that, but it's like very not his normal speaking voice.
It is acting.
Voice acting.
Yeah, I don't watch much in English anymore, but as it turns out, I did watch 3 of these dubbed, so that kind of worked out. I watched.
I did actually. I did listen to Spy Family English too.
Okay. I haven't checked out that or Ranking Kings or Dress Up Darling. I watched Kotaro in English. I watched Cyberpunk in English, and I watched Dragon Ball movie in English. And my choice was Zach Aguilar as Dave Martinez in Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Out of that list, I think who I expected to win was either Sungwon or Amelie, just because they are, popular YouTubers.
Although Zach's pretty damn popular now too because of Genshin. Oh.
I mean, he's like, this generation's Johnny Young Bosch. He's just been getting all of the huge lead roles in anime for the past 5 years, and he's super young. But yeah, I thought it was going to be one of those, internet celebrities with large followings. But if nobody else has any opinions on that, I will reveal.
Go ahead. Just in 10 seconds of time. I only experienced Jeremy Lee, and actually, I think that might be it. Yeah, that's all I've got out of these dubs. So she's got my pick
by default.
So the winner was Zach Aguilar as David Martinez in Cyberpunk Edgerunners. So
not surprised.
Yeah, I was very happy. It's a very good dub. It's one of the few anime that obviously the characters are speaking English all the time because there's English text on screen as they're speaking, and it's in the US. And yeah, you've got everyone from your anime regulars like Zach to Giancarlo Esposito as the villain. So It is a very wide-ranging dub of talent and very good.
There's a lot of actual emotion in that show too. So a lot of stuff to act.
Yes. Yeah, and Zach did a great job. Like, I'm used to hearing, we're used to hearing him as like kind of good boys. And he gets to say a lot of dirty words as David. And is not a very good boy. So it's nice to see.
He's not a very good boy.
Not a very good.
Can that go on the packaging for the Blu-ray?
David Martinez, not a good boy.
Not a very good. Says a lot of not good things.
Big warning sticker. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway,
that's that one.
All right. So next we have the best VA performance for the Japanese actors. So first we have Atsumi Tanezaki, who was Anya in Spy Family. We have Chika Anzai as Chisato in Licorice Recoil. Fairouz Ai as Jolene in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean. Misaki Kuno as Faputa and Irumui in Maiden Abyss Season 2. Natsuki Hanai is Tanjiro in Demon Slayer, and Yuki Kaji as Eren Yeager in Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2.
I hope Chika Anzai wins. I fucking loved that performance, and it was amazing. And I know she's not going to, probably, because she's up against Eren Yeager, Tanjiro, and Anya.
It's a pretty stacked lineup, I would say. So I don't have good hope for her. It's funny because I think the two that are most likely to win are the weakest performances, which are, of course, Tanjiro and Eren Yeager. For me, anyways.
I think earlier seasons were good for Eren, but
exactly. I think young Eren Yeager is like really well performed, but like, he's very pulled back
now, but he's also more monotonous now. And while that doesn't mean it isn't hard to act, there's less there because he's so dead inside at this point.
Yeah,
exactly. Sure. I agree. And then Tanjiro's just kind of like yelling. I don't know. It doesn't really like. Yeah, exactly.
I think Anya's gonna win. I think that she's got it because people love Anya.
I also think Anya will win because Anya, but I do want to give big shouts out to the other two that I really enjoyed, which were so Misaki Kuno as Faputa was like insane. Like her screams and cries throughout her performance in that season were just like gut wrenching.
Scream brand.
I don't know. It was just, I don't know. That was like the one that like was the most heart wrenching to hear. So like that performance really sent it, I would say. But and then Fairouz Ai is just like, she's such a big JoJo fan, and I feel like this role for her was like dream come true, and she killed it. I mean,
I've never not been impressed by something that she's done. She is consistently great at everything.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, she was replacing Miyuki Sawashiro as the video game voice actors for Jolene, and those are some big shoes to fill. And I think she passed with flying colors. But yeah, this is a very stacked lineup. Anyone have anything else to say?
Yeah, my pick was Hanai as Tanjiro. I know he does a lot of screaming, but it's very impressive screaming. And I think just the range of emotion that he's able to deliver in some of those final episodes. And like, I wasn't sure about it, and then I watched the final episodes again in the Not movie that came out.
Yeah.
As well as because I saw it at like the LA event and he was there, and he and Zach both did some lines as Tanjiro, and hearing him live and seeing the episodes again just really reminded me of how impressed I am with his performance. So even though he is an easy answer, I still would have picked him.
That's fair. I feel like I'm just a little biased because his like his Uno videos on YouTube are so up there for me as his like best performances. Kind of hard to top. Sorry, Tanjiro, but yeah. So
yeah, I would vote Anya here.
Okay.
Even though I do think Jolene's pronounce it Fairouz?
Fairouz
is like the better story, and is cooler, like as to how that whole thing happened. But yeah, I would vote Anya here because.
And Jolene actually kind of had the same thing in English as well, where Kara Buckland was also a huge JoJo fan and a huge Jolene fan. So very cool that got to happen on both sides.
Yeah, both getting to live their cosplay dreams.
Right, exactly.
I feel like voting Anya here would be smart because it's like she's the only likely competitor to Tanjiro and Eren in this category, in my honest opinion. But so yes, the winner of this category, unsurprisingly, Yuki Kaji as Eren Yeager.
Yep.
That's how it's gonna go.
Easy pick.
It's gonna be almost every category that Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer are in. Probably gonna go like that.
That's always the problem with these.
So don't get your hopes up.
Yeah.
It's like
this whole thing's rigged.
You can't even say it's like you can't even blame the popular vote for it being popular because like all of the fucking YouTuber judges are also going to vote that way. So
right, and like Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer were certainly two of my favorite series for many reasons that correspond to many of these categories. But yeah, I agree. Like one, mix it up a little bit. Like I know the Emmys are this way too, but it kind of sucks when it's the same people in the same categories winning every year. And two, I agree that Kaji didn't get to act as interestingly in this core as he has when Eren was really showing the full range of emotions and actually the protagonist and in every episode. So yeah, actually one little anecdote that I didn't mention after Anime NYC when I talked about Isayama, something that he mentioned was that hearing Kaji's performance as Eren in the beginning of the anime actually influenced how he wrote Eren's character for the final stretch of the manga. So very interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I've done that on other visual novels that I've worked with. Like I've taken actors and sort of built the character around how they portrayed them in earlier things and later versions of games that I did. It's cool to do things that way because you learn more about the character that you're making through someone else's portrayal of it.
Right.
So I can relate.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my turn.
It's DJ. I think you're up next.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I've got a category now, and my category is the best romance series. So our nominees for that category are Call of the Night, Kaguya-sama Love is War, Ultra Romantic, Komi Can't Communicate, Season 2, Love After World Domination, My Dress Up Darling, and Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie. Thank you for giving me romance.
Yeah, I tried to give us each the genres that fit us best. Yeah,
it felt pretty on brand. Yeah.
There are two that I want to win, and I'm having a hard time choosing between them because they were two of my favorite shows. I imagine Kaguya-sama is going to win because it's Kaguya-sama, but I feel like there could be a Dress Up Darling upset, which is the other show that I'm content with winning. And so I think I'm going to be happy after this one's over.
Yeah. Kaguya-sama is the only answer, and it should have just been that 6 times.
I
good.
I do think Kaguya is too good to lose here, but I do want to give Call of the Night its flowers because that show, I think, was just like a very good vibe, and it was like a nice chill rom-com that, I don't know, I feel like not many rom-coms hook me nowadays, and for it to be so not wild and lewd but still, I don't know, catch me.
Here's the thing though, I don't know if at this stage in time I would call that show a romance. It's structured that way, but
okay.
It's structured like a romance series, and there's clearly room for that to happen. But at this point in time, that relationship isn't like that. And so I get the domination, and I would still put it in the romance genre. But if you're going to choose the best of something, I think you need like an actual romance, you know?
That's fair. Yeah, it is. It is splitting hairs a bit because like the main dialogue between the two main characters is about what is love. So like, I don't know. In my eyes, it's still a romance, even if like there is no romance happening for the most part. But
yeah, I think we probably say this every time, but genres are bullshit, and they're bullshit to have categories built around. They're all completely subjective. Yeah. Anything could be any number of genres, depending on the observer. Pretty much everything is a drama. Then the question is, of the ones that get arbitrarily picked for each of these categories, should the winner be the best one, the best series of that selection, or the series that best represents that genre? So yeah, I think these categories are always bullshit.
Yeah.
So
the fantasy one's especially triggering for me, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
We'll get to that. Yeah. I know what you're saying.
I also just want to say My Dress Up Darling was a big surprise for me too. I did not expect to like it as much as I did. But that show was really sweet, and I liked that there was a lot more focus on the actual art of cosplaying than I expected it to have. So
totally.
Please don't look my
This is the second time a show about clothes has just shown up and kind of blown me away. The Smile Down the Runway was the other one that just came out of nowhere, and I was like, why would I be interested in this? And I watched it. Oh, it's actually good. So it's another one of those about just people doing what they love doing. There also happens to be romance and a lot of ecchi stuff. Okay, anything else to say about romance, or should I read the winner?
The winner.
Winner of Best Romance is Kaguya-sama Love is War Ultra Romantic. No surprise.
Yeah, it is. It's in the title. Come on.
Yeah. It won the war. It did it.
Yep. Correct.
Now comes the best part of the night.
These should be mostly doable.
Best fantasy. I can do this. If my cat gets out from behind my computer and stops knocking shit over, please, cat, come on. You're killing me here. Right. Best fantasy. Here we go. Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Entertainment District Arc, Maiden Abyss, The Golden City of the Scorching Sun, Ashoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation, Season 1, Part 2, Overlord, Part 4, Ranking of Kings, the second half, The Case Study of Vanitas, the second half. I'm still mad that Case Study of Vanitas is getting a better adaptation than Pandora Hearts ever did, but never mind. Thoughts before I read the winner?
Yeah, Mushoku Tensei is not going to win, and it should. That's my thought.
Fair.
My thought is it's a tough choice for me between the Ranking of Kings and Demon Slayer, but the problem is I didn't think either of those were like spectacularly good by the time they got to the end. So I can't pick.
The second part of those are the weakest part of those.
Yeah, so it makes it hard for me to choose one. Like, and then I didn't like Vanitas, like from just watching the first half, so I don't really know anything about the second. But yeah, because the Ranking of Kings thing with the whole bad guy gets completely forgiven and raised up to be royalty, and then Demon Slayer's whole problem I had with the length of the final battle, and then all the terrible, shitty comedy.
Is this all that there was for a fantasy category for last year?
I guess it depends on what you count as fantasy, which is another bullshit genre thing.
I was gonna say fucking Isekai would need like 12 different categories.
Okay, so that's your problem?
Category.
I was wondering if if your issue with the fantasy category was that, most of these are high fantasy, and then Demon Slayer is Taisho era Japan, but also there are demons. which is kind of a different thing.
I feel like Demon Slayer should just be in the shonen category, or if there's such a thing, there probably isn't.
I would put it just in like action and then leave it there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is definitely my main gripe with it, is that it of course is going to destroy any category it's in because it's the most popular anime ever. And yeah, just as like you said, for me, if I'm voting on a fantasy category, I'm voting on like how intriguing the world building is of a show. Mm-hmm. And for me, I feel like Made in Abyss, like far and away, has the most interesting fantasy setting. And like the world itself is what makes that show so worth watching, and like figuring out like what's in the next layer of the abyss. And yeah, I don't know. All the other ones, like Overlord's good if you like, that video game fantasy vibe. It does really good job of like
another isekai.
Making that
isekai should just be in its own category.
It really should be. And then I think Ranking of Kings is like
the best,
really cute traditional fantasy, and it like nails that like Legend of Zelda feeling really good in that sense.
And noses.
Yeah. Yeah.
Best
that's
nose
why,
category.
That's why I'm gonna go with that as my pick.
Queen Hilling Sweep.
I also agree with you, Brandon, the world building, and that's I think what'll put me over Demon Slayer, is that Ranking of Kings does have a really rich, like unique sort of world that isn't, as Kestrel said, just Taisho era Japan with demons thrown in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like it's got its own whole spiel of kings and kingdoms and interesting characters and such. Plus, the battle between Boji and his dad was fucking dope as hell. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the fantasy elements have never been the focus of Demon Slayer, so like I don't. It's weird for it to be in this category, but
that's true, especially the entertainment district arc, which just takes place in a city,
in a town. Yeah,
in a town,
a very traditional Japanese town.
Which is kind of the whole thing. Like, it's just normal ass Japan, except secretly there are demons.
Yeah. Yeah, the demons are like the one fantastical element.
Right.
Yeah.
And I guess like breathing fire, but
it's true.
Yeah.
Ranking of Kings is who I'd want to win. I think Demon Slayer is going to win, but I'll go Ranking of Kings here.
Yeah, Demon Slayer is my favorite of the series represented here, but again, like, yeah, maybe if you need to do these 5 super vague genres and have awards around them, limit any given series to a single one, and that's what it gets to win. So Demon Slayer can be in action because it's more action than fantasy. Keep it in action.
Agreed.
Okay,
so who won?
The winner was Demon Slayer.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Surprising literally nobody.
Yeah.
Pretty expected choices so far.
Yeah.
Nothing surprising yet.
Oh my god, there's a must protect all costs character category. Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm just glancing at it. I know who should win, but
I would Mari need protection. She's so great. She can protect herself.
It's true.
I guess we'll get there.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
What was I going to say? I just want to say that I doubt half of the judges even watch Made in Abyss, so that's my take on this category's voting. But yeah.
No, that series is pretty popular. I know a bunch of people who have watched it, and like they don't normally watch a lot.
Yeah, or then like why didn't Mushoku Tensei win? Or I don't know, like I feel like that also had a lot of traction and is much more of like an actual fantasy show. I don't know. There's no point.
A lot of people do not like Mushoku Tensei.
Yeah, for reasons that I guess are understandable, but I think they're dumb.
That's fair. All right. Let's leave the bad juju behind and move on to best drama.
Attack on Titan.
So in this category, we have 86 Part 2, Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2, Cyberpunk Edge Runners
Part 2,
the part, Dance Dance Dancier, Kotaro Lives Alone, and Made in Abyss, the Golden City of the Scorching Sun. This similar to fantasy is just like a category that is a catch-all word.
Right. What doesn't have drama?
Yeah.
Yeah, considering there's Attack on Titan, so an action show with, giants, and then a sci-fi cyberpunk, then a dancing show, and then a show about a boy who lives alone in his house, and then one of the grossest animes ever made.
Yeah. Drama.
Yeah.
Just off of, I haven't watched Kotaro or DDD, but my vote in this category, just because sometimes I vote for I like to vote for shows that get, little representation that I think deserve them in their category. Mm-hmm. And I feel like 86 was a show that was purely built around the drama of war and, child soldiers. And it's one of those shows where every episode you expect a main character to die, and it does that a lot. And it follows through with that. So that was probably going to be my vote in this category, just because that show was so dramatic.
I do think. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say, I think 86 Part 2 fucking blows. I thought it was utterly horrible, and I thought it felt like the script was written by bots. Because every single episode was the same exact thing, where it's like, here's 10 minutes of an explanation of how a mech works, and then this guy shows up and says, war is bad, and then someone dies, and then he's like, this is why war is bad, and then the episode ends. Actually, no, it doesn't end. It goes to the perspective of another character who does the same exact shit for her 12 minutes, and then you do the same thing every week. Annoying.
To be fair, half the characters were bots, so
they were. Oh my god! It's season one. I was cool with season one because there were parts of that were really well directed, and it was just a conceptually cool thing. But when you start giving the same lesson every single week, I cannot pay attention anymore because it's just boring, and I don't care about how your robots work, and I don't care about how many people die because I know war is bad. You've told me 50 times already. Do something else.
This sounds like you're just proving my point in that it's the most dramatic show that you experienced.
It's the most dramatic. It's not the best dramatic. If we were doing most drama, hell yeah, 86 wins.
Can we change? That's a really good idea, DJ. We should change these awards. We should write an email to Crunchyroll and change best to most for every category. The most comedy.
Most drama, 86
most jokes per second.
Yeah, just the most jokes. It doesn't matter if they land. It's just the most jokes.
Pop Team Epic wins. Let's go.
Oh no. It would though.
It would.
DJ's wrong about a lot of things. This is one of them. He's very wrong. 86 Part 2 is one of my favorite anime of all time. I've spent most of my free time over the past few weeks reading 86 light novels, and it's all really great. And the adaptation is phenomenal. And I would be happy with it winning, but I think Attack on Titan is also making a major switch to the drama in this core over the action, and so I still think that it very much deserves its spot in this category, and I thought it was excellent at its drama. So
that's fair. I would expect Attack on Titan or Cyberpunk to win this category, so
I would like Cyberpunk to win because it's not going to win Best Action. Attack on Titan is also going to win that, even though Kestrel just said they're switching away from action and going to drama. But that don't fucking matter.
Well, remember, Best Action has all the big series in it. So
yeah, people still fucking repost Levi Beyblade moment number 3 on Twitter every day.
I mean, it is like one of the greatest action sequences. Like, it can do both. It was probably the best action series of 2019 for that season. But yeah, in 2022 is the best drama because it was much more of a drama.
Yeah. No, I fully agree with that. I mean, the Marley arc itself was like one big drama buildup, and lore dump. So,
I forgot to mention something very important about this. For some dumbass fucking reason, even though they didn't start like voting on the nominees, like who would be the nominees until well into the new year, nothing after September was eligible. So that's why you see nothing from that packed ass fall season on here.
I was gonna say, I feel like this is lean. Yeah. Like there was more stuff going on last year.
That's my biggest gripe with this show. this awards show is that they don't include the fall season, which is usually one of the biggest seasons every year.
So is it pushed to the next year's?
Yeah,
award?
that's why Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer are like in all of these, you know.
Well, I mean, they both did air primarily in winter 2022. But they did say everything from October 2021 to September 2022 was eligible.
If they did the awards show like late December, I get it.
Right.
You know,
Right.
too much recency bias. Like the shows aren't even over. You can't use them. They do this show fucking 3 months into 2023. Why? It's stupid.
The winter season's almost over already.
Literally the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Especially since, like, I'm pretty sure in previous years it's just been the full calendar year. So at some point, something has to be eligible for 2 award shows. So I really don't get the logic here. Anyway, that's why all the good shows for 2022 aren't on this list, by the way.
Basically, I mean, they were like, oh no, we can't let Chainsaw Man sweep, so I guess we'll let Attack on Titan sweep. So,
again,
like, pick your poison. Ugh. But yeah. So yeah, that was best drama, and the winner goes to Attack on Titan.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I can concede that. Like, I wanted Cyberpunk to win, but Attack on Titan is probably the other best in this category.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even.
I think it deserves.
I barely call that show action anymore at this point. That's not really the point anymore.
Mm-hmm. The specials are gonna go a little bit back to that, but yeah,
true.
Yeah.
All right, so next we have most comedy. And our nominees are Kaguya-sama, Kotaro Lives Alone, My Dress-Up Darling, Spy Family, Uncle from Another World, and Ya Boy Kong Ming. I want Spy Family to win. Just did it flat out say that because that show is funny. Especially Anya and Yor in particular are always really funny. But I find that there's like secret comedy sometimes in terms of just like everyone's exasperation at things all the time, and like Yor's brother vomiting in like the hallway after eating her food, and also like I'll just like there's all sorts of jokes where you kind of wouldn't expect them, and then things like that. So I like Spy Family. I actually haven't really seen any of these other ones for the most part.
Did Uncle from Another World ever finish? It like 3 different times.
Funny you say that, because I'm like, okay, we can't have fall season, but we can have the show that literally got deleted halfway through, and they're just now putting the rest of the episodes on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yep. It did not finish.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's fair.
And
Let's throw that in there.
Like, I think the final season, or the final episode's supposed to be coming out like nowish.
It's not even out.
But
oh my god.
Like, the final episode got super delayed, but when all those other delays happened, Netflix in the US didn't even go back and like get them, so it was still only up to like episode 6 for us forever, and maybe still is.
It is still, because I watched some of those episodes with a buddy, and he's like, yo dude, I heard the other episodes are out now or whatever. I was like, oh, okay, sweet. I go on Netflix, it says 13 episodes, and it still only goes up to episode 7.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Licorice Recoil's not in this, and My Dress Up Darling is. I feel like that's a weird choice.
Yeah, is there a lot of comedy in that?
There's like a little, like
kind
it's
of
a slice
funny,
of life show, but it's not like a comedy show. Like Licorice Recoil, I would argue, is more comedy than action.
Yeah, they could have put the other halfway canceled show, Golden Kamui, in here, which is a much funnier show, but I don't know. It didn't meet their guidelines, I guess.
I will say, obviously Spy Family was the most popular comedy of the year. And I certainly found it very funny. I would say overall, if we're keeping to one category per show, then obviously Kaguya-sama is the only thing that can win romance, so it can't win comedy too. But I think Spy Family had me like, smiling a lot, chuckling here and there, but Kaguya-sama, I was laughing out loud every episode. So
that's
well, you're wrong.
Like the few anime I'd call genuinely funny. Like, there's anime comedy, and then there's like comedy. I don't put Kaguya in the anime comedy category anymore, because it's like actually really funny.
Yeah, I would say most comedy, Spy Family wins.
Yeah.
Best comedy, Kaguya wins. Because like the what was this thing like the sea slug thing? The sea slug thing made me burst out. The like all the rapping sequences make me like bust a gut. Like that's like you said, one of the few anime that make me actually laugh out loud.
Yeah, totally.
But Anya is just a little meme generator, so I don't think it loses. I think Spy Family loses.
Anya's a meme generator. You're Drunk is a meme generator.
Yeah.
Yeah, the show is just a big
Lloyd falling apart meme generator.
It's just a nuclear power plant of memes.
Yeah. I will give a shouts out to your boy Kong Ming. It's a fun show, but like not the most funny. And they definitely just like
fun, not funny. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they really started pressing into like she's got to sing this song really good. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. This is a weird one for this category for sure. It's like it's more of like a funny premise than like an actual comedy show.
Yeah.
All right. So the winner, if everyone is done, is Spy Family. So justice has been done.
Yes. Give her a stellar star. Give her stellar star.
Especially since that ain't winning Best Action, and I didn't see it in any other category. Was it in any other category?
Yeah, it's in some other categories. Yeah.
Probably. Is it in the Anime of the Year category? Or?
Yes.
I would imagine.
Yeah,
I feel like it should. Yeah.
Biggest hit of the year. Yeah. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Easy choice.
Can I just say, is Kotaro Lives Alone? Is that the show? Is it like a horror anime thing? Is that one?
It's a dramedy, but it's like a really dry
comedy. Dry, surprisingly depressing.
Yeah.
It has a live action adaptation on Netflix already.
It seems like it could actually be good. Like that seems like a live action show that could work.
Except they never do.
Yeah, it show's depressing.
Yeah. It looks very cute and it is very disheartening. All right. And since I am the eternal shonen man-child, I assign myself Best Action. Which it's only about half. Yeah, I guess 4 out of 6 are like Shonen Jump shows. So Best Action, we got Attack on Titan, Final Season Part 2, Cyberpunk Edgerunners, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Entertainment District Arc, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stone Ocean, Lycoris Recoil, and Spy Family. I do think Demon Slayer actually deserves this one, where Attack on Titan, again.
Yeah.
So
this is the category I would give to Demon Slayer out of all of them.
Yeah. Without a single second of hesitation.
It's too good. UFO Table, they're too good at action.
Yeah. I thought the battle was too long, but it was certainly very pretty throughout the entire time.
Yeah. And I mean, the pop off at the end is just like, it's too insane. It was literally the beginning of the year and it was the action moment of the year.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The only thing that can maybe come near it is JoJo's because it's the only other one that like consistently had action, but like I don't know. Stone Ocean had a lot of more like mental game fights, so like it's even hard to justify that one.
Yeah.
I would actually put Lycoris Recoil as my number 2, and I think mostly because its sense and style of action is so different and more grounded, so it felt like I was watching like fucking Heat or something sometimes. Like it was just like a couple people with guns in the street. Like the fact that it was more compact and sort of low key made it cooler for me in some ways. Because a lot of these Best Action shows, obviously their whole ticket is big, ostentatious action scenes with spinning and front flips and explosions and effects. And Lycoris Recoil is just like so much more compact in a lot of ways that I felt like I was watching like a Michael Mann-esque action movie sometimes, especially the final battle where they're in the radio tower or something like that. Yeah, it was so good, but it actually really wasn't as actiony as some of these others, but just like the place setting and the, I don't know what you would call it when it's animated, but like blocking and choreography type deal was like so tight and well put together that it would get my second place vote for sure.
Yeah, I was going to say when you were mentioning that, choreography wise, it might have everything else beat. maybe not like animation, storyboarding, all that, but yeah, good choreography.
People who made that watched action movies. Like,
Totally.
there's
they really
no
did.
way they didn't. It was so action movie.
I think it's funny because this is very relevant because there's like this big Twitter's always a shitstorm argument fest, but someone tweeted that final battle scene from Demon Slayer and just said something along the lines of like, this is like the best action anime has ever made ever. And there's just like hundreds and hundreds of quote tweeters that are like, actually, this isn't even good animation. Like, it's good compositing, yeah, and whatever. So, like, I think it's funny how much this kind of stuff brings out the most, like, feral in fandoms to just, like, argue about this shit.
Anime fans fucking suck.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We all know.
It's true.
I think out of all of the categories that that Spy Family would be in, this actually would be its weakest. I'd put it at the bottom here because it doesn't really have a whole lot of action. When it does have it,
put it in this category.
Yeah, when it does have action, it's fine.
Sure. Like,
yeah,
Squid does stuff too, but
yeah,
like Spy Family can do good action, but it just doesn't normally do that. Like, it's not really
it's never the focus. It's always like a transitional part of the show, you know?
Yeah.
Or sometimes it's like a reminder of, hey, these people are like highly skilled killers.
Or it's actually played for comedy.
Exactly.
Like tennis.
So,
yeah.
Yeah,
the best action in Spy Family was the tennis match.
it actually was
100% true. I don't even think that counts in this though, because this is just Spy Family Part 1, I believe, right?
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, it was
that's
fun.
how it would go. Yeah,
True.
The castle stuff was good.
Yeah,
that's fun.
Drunk Yor wins, but I don't know.
All right,
the castle stuff was good.
The winner, a huge upset. Now it's Demon Slayer.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hard to argue that one.
Not particularly exciting, but deserved.
Yeah.
These things really aren't about upsets, you know?
No, yeah. Okay. Well, we ready to move on? Because it's my turn.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so this is a brand new category, correct?
Yeah.
So dumb.
All right, so we've got a must protect at all costs character. And the nominees for this one are Anya Forger from Spy Family, Boji from Ranking of Kings Core 2, Kage from Ranking of Kings Core 2, Komi Shoko from Komi Can't Communicate, Kotaro Sato from Kotaro Lives Alone, and Marin Kitagawa from My Dress Up Darling. Anya's gonna win. There's no way she doesn't win.
Anya's gonna win.
Anya's
They made
gonna
this
win.
category so Anya could get an award.
Anya wins. Boji in my heart is the winner, but Anya wins this handily.
Boji is the winner of my heart. Anya's definitely gonna win because she is. I don't think Anya really needs protection. Neither does Kage. Kage's the one Kage was the one protecting Boji for a lot of the show.
Right, exactly.
Out of all these characters, only two of them actually need protection. I think
Children.
Komi and Kotaro, neither of which are going to win.
Yeah, I guess Komi does, yeah.
Yeah, Komi cannot do shit for herself, so.
Like, what is protect supposed to mean? Like, from being killed? Or, like, emotionally?
Like, from, like, bullies or something, I would guess.
I get this as a meme category, but it's also, like, kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. This is a dumb category.
This is like that.
This is that picture of what's her face from that show holding the dog, going, if anything happens to this dog, I'll kill everybody and myself.
Exactly.
This is the equivalent of a anime dude going to a convention and doing a hover hand in a picture with his favorite cosplayer. Like,
Brandon.
That's what this category is giving me right now.
You're like, I don't like these vibes.
Going
these vibes
low
are
on
bad.
Yeah.
This I actually first thought that this was the Steve Buscemi "Hello Fellow Kids" picture.
I mean, might as well be with this.
Yeah. I'm with Kate, and I think almost everybody, which is Anya's gonna win, but Boji probably should win, I guess.
Someone who has not watched Ranking of Kings, I agree with that.
Excellent, thank you.
I also think it's weird that this is the only time they put two things from the same show in a category. Like, I get why they'd put Kage in it, but like, do they need to? Kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you're running out of ideas that quickly, then maybe this dumbass fucking meme category shouldn't be there at all.
Yeah.
Almost like these words didn't need to exist at all.
Like, I'm glad this is one of the ones I chose not to present in front of all of these well-dressed Japanese businessmen.
Wait, they didn't?
They did not present in front of them, no. This was one of the many that was just in the pre-show deal.
That's funny.
Probably a good idea there. But.
Yeah, that would be embarrassing.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, they did that with all of the characters, which makes sense because giving out a live award to a fictional character is kind of cringe, no matter what the category is. So I'm glad they didn't include any of those.
Super fucking cringe.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right,
yeah. Some of these are also just like you couldn't have picked a more like actually fucking like vulnerable or like I don't know, like Maureen and Komi are just like high school girls. It's like
Maureen does not need protection under any circumstances.
Yeah, like, Maureen and Kage do not.
Why is she?
If anything, the one of the ones I would have thought would be good was like what's her name from the bunny girl from the Made in Abyss, like something like that. I don't know, a little more.
Yeah, that's fair.
All those kids in Made in Abyss need an adult.
Exactly.
Yeah, like any of them.
Yeah.
All right. We ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the winner is obviously Anya Forger. So, congratulations for your free award, Anya.
These awards are a waste of time. Let's hurry this up.
All right, so now we're on the best supporting character. So we have Ai Hayasaka from Kage.
You wanted to do this as our episode today.
I know. I'm honestly really enjoying it. It's just
it's fun.
It's fun. I just these character ones are always rough because they're drawings.
I like these.
Best supporting character.
Yeah.
Ai Hayasaka from Kaguya-sama. Anya again. Man, I hope she wins. Anya again.
She's not a supporting character. She's a main character.
Yeah, that's another debate that can be had. Yep.
He supports the dog.
Yeah, right.
Kage. He's supporting. I would put it. Yeah, that works. Rebecca from Cyberpunk. Tengen from Demon Slayer, and then Yor from Spy Family as well.
Main character.
Another main.
Why are Anya and Yor supporting and Lloyd is main?
I would at least put Yor as more of a support than Anya because Yor doesn't get like any fucking screen time outside of
it. You know why, Kestrel. You know why the two women are the supporting characters.
Right, exactly.
Oh god.
That is the debate.
Anya literally has the most screen time of any character.
Yeah,
so,
by a fair margin too.
Right.
Yeah.
I love Cyberpunk. We know that. Rebecca shouldn't be here.
No.
There's no even out of the supporting cast, I don't think I would have put her in the top 5 characters from the supporting cast.
The best supporting character in Cyberpunk is the "I Wanna Go to Your House" song.
Just the song.
Yeah, the song.
The moon.
The moon.
The moon is the best. Rebecca does not deserve to be on this.
The brain dances.
She's good. She's just not nearly as good as basically the rest of the supporting characters in that show.
I would go with the
person I would out of this entire selection that I would put in a best supporting character category is Hayasaka because she's genuinely good and actually a supporting character.
Yeah, Tengen makes no sense either to me, but he's he's like the leader in the battle and I know that he's not the focus of the show, but he's the focus of the arc. Yeah, he's the focus of the arc.
But I would still call him a supporting character.
Yeah, like he
supports the main trio.
Right. Yeah, he's definitely in support of the main trio, and in particular Tanjiro, who is you can't argue that there's any second lead. It's only Tanjiro, and if anyone else gets it, it's the other two boys.
And then I don't know if I want to think Kage is a supporting character because he's basically as much a main character as Boji, but he also is just Boji's main support line.
Yeah, that's why I'm picking him. Honestly, is like he is sort of a main character, but the whole show is about Boji.
Yeah, it's interesting because the whole show is about Boji, and actually, they don't have any of the Komi characters in either of these categories. But
the whole show is supporting characters.
But both of these shows are kind of a character who can't communicate. So like with Komi, even though she's the title character, like obviously she is not the main character. I think I can say pretty confidently. Just like
Hatana's the main character in Komi,
right? Yeah. Like with Haruhi, like Kyon is the main character of Haruhi.
Yeah.
But with Ranking of Kings, like Boji is clearly the protagonist, but because he can't really communicate, so much of the focus is on Kage and his dialogue and his interactions with characters. So yeah, I can see it either way, really. And to be fair, these are debates that happen with the actual Oscars too, right? Like, let's go back 50 years. Really, Michael is the main character of The Godfather, and he is in it way more than Vito. But Marlon Brando got Best Lead Actor, and Al Pacino was nominated for Best Supporting. So shit like this happens all the time.
Yeah, that's a lot of campaigning that gets that done, though. Where it's like they wanted Michael to get into the supporting category because they knew that Marlon Brando would win.
Yes, but
that's all
in actuality, even though Vito's on the poster and credited first, he is a supporting character. He's in it like fucking probably less than Sonny.
Yeah, anyway. I mean, I'd put Michael in the main actor category too. Fucking this Oscars too. Everything Everywhere. Main actor in that was thrown in supporting. I would have put him in main too.
All right, so before I reveal the winner, what is everyone picking? I want to get a list.
Anya.
For supporting, it's gonna be Anya.
Who do you want to win? I don't like. We'll figure out.
I'm gonna throw a curveball and say Yor is gonna be the best supporting character.
Okay, so we got a Yor, we got a Kage. I want Kage.
I have no faith in anyone.
Kind of
it's gonna be Anya.
No, it's gonna be Anya, but like, I don't know. I'm in a toss up between Tengen and Hayasaka. So
obviously, everyone else is giving what they want to win and what they think will win, and I know all of the results. So I will only give who I wanted to win ahead of time, which was Anya, even though she's arguably a lead.
Okay, cool. It's Anya. Next.
Fucking course.
Yeah. I think it's funny that once again I was like, why are there two characters from the same show? Crunchyroll just like flexing the sexism muscle right now. Like big oof.
Yeah, what the fuck? God.
Yeah,
because they want Eren to win main character, and so they couldn't put Anya next to Eren because then
that's right. They put fucking Lloyd in there.
That is so crazy to me.
They sent Lloyd in there to be the Vegeta of this category.
He's about to get Yamcha'd so hard.
Yeah, he's jobbing. He's jobbing hard for Eren.
Hey Brandon, can you make an image of Lloyd in the Yamcha crater?
Oh my god, I could try. Oh jeez.
Yeah, I can see him now scrubbing through all the episodes of the show. I gotta find a picture of him lying face down.
That's gonna be hard. That's gonna be tough.
All right, Kate. Let's get to the Eren category.
No, best main character, Boji, Ranking of Kings, Part 2. Chisato Nishiki. Chisato.
You were almost there.
Licorice Recoil. David Martinez from Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Martinez.
Not even Japanese. Kate.
Spanish last name.
Eren Yeager, Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2. Lloyd Forger, Spy Family. And Marin Kitagawa, My Dress Up Darling.
Now, I wrote about this a bit in my review a few weeks ago. How are we feeling about Eren being a main character at this point?
Yeah, that's a great point because he is literally not the main character in this particular season. So yeah.
Is he the best not main character, or is he the worst not main character?
I mean,
this is a tricky question because I lean toward him still being a main character because so much of the series, even when he's not present, is centered around him and his ideas.
Yeah, he is driving the plot still,
Yes, which again, like those other series I mentioned, like Haruhi is driving the plot, Komi is driving the plot, but they are not the main characters. And I think the whole final season and all of its sub-seasons has been like really shaking up who is a protagonist and who isn't. And it's not about like good and bad. That has nothing to do with main character, protagonist, antagonist, anything. The fact is that this core spent half of its run with Eren as the main character and half its run with Eren nowhere to be found, not even like a character anymore, just a force of nature. So yeah, it changes who the protagonist is drastically, and therefore who the antagonist is as well, which is very interesting and makes it very hard to categorize these things.
Yeah, I think he could go either way for this. It's just I have a hard time detaching anything in Attack on Titan from Eren, even when Eren's not around. And I feel like he's so powerful of a character at this point that he doesn't need to be around per se. But yeah, I think that this could go either way, and I'm fine with him being put in main character, and that's probably where I would put him as well if I had to choose between the two.
Yeah, I think another problem with this category is also we're supposed to be voting on Eren final season part 2 Eren, but he literally has 4 seasons of like development and character background compared to anyone else in here that have 1 core, 2 core shows. And yeah, I can see why people would vote Eren because like his character progression is like really good and like the writing is so good in the show. So like, of course, he's like one of the most flushed out characters that there is, even if in this specific season he isn't really there much.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, that's like, with the Emmys, they have, ongoing series, but at least the acting awards are based around a particular season, even a particular episode that they have to judge them on. When you just say best character, clearly everyone is gonna pick, the one that they've invested 10 years of their life into and has 100 episodes of incredible backstory. So
yeah, like if they include fucking One Piece in these awards
exactly
for all these categories, like Luffy sweeps this category, like it just happens.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's an easy Eren win here, but my heart still lies with Boji, bro.
I think it would be a complete injustice if David did not win, but he's not going to win.
No, it would be for me. It would be David and Boji, and then Chisato. I mean, I don't watch Attack on Titan yet. I'm just gonna wait until it's done. I'm gonna just binge it. But I was gonna say Eren Yeager is clearly the main character from my perspective because he's on all the marketing material.
Yeah, he is 100% the main character for everything in the first 3 seasons, and then he is the main character half the time, and then not existent the other half of the time.
I feel bad for Lloyd.
Yeah, he really didn't deserve this.
Yeah, he was clearly just thrown in here.
I also can confirm there is fan art of Anya in the Yamcha crater.
Splendid. But yeah, it's David is such a compelling character, and his arc is incredible. Like, just
the most like dynamic character transition for 12 episodes that I've ever seen.
Yeah, with his ideals and their constantly shape-shifting, mentalities towards like what he has to do to succeed or what he believes succeeding is, and especially how it ends for him and everything is just like so incredible. But then of course it'll be Eren for every other reason listed above, especially the whole people who watch a show have been with Eren Yeager for like probably most of their adolescence.
Yeah.
Oh, that's depressing.
Yeah, David, I feel like David's like a once in a decade kind of protagonist where he just shows up and makes such an impact. And I guess, I mean, I just can't see him winning this, unfortunately.
No.
Just to make you hate anime fans even more, DJ, I've seen so many opinions that people were like, David is fucking the worst part of this show, and like if it was just the girls, like it would be so much better. Blah blah.
It was just Rebecca.
Yeah, really. Literally, people think she's the main character.
I don't know what you expect from them.
Anime fans are dumb perverts. So
anime was a mistake.
I mean,
we always come back to this.
Yep.
So who won?
Aaron.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's fine.
Cool. All right. Next up, we have Best Director. We've got Haruo Sotozaki, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba Entertainment District Arc, Hiroyuki Imaishi, Cyberpunk Edgerunners, Kazuhiro Furuhashi, Spy Family, Shingo Adachi, Licorice Recoil, Yosuke Hata, Ranking of Kings, Yuichiro Hayashi, Attack on Titan, Final Season Part 2. And I will say Kazuhiro Furuhashi is one of my favorite directors, and I think he knocked it out of the park with Spy Family, so he was my choice.
I think this is a tough category as well because media literacy among anime fans criminally low. So I don't think most of them know what a director does.
Right.
So this is tough. And it's also tough because there are going to be some biases because of like previous works. Like I really kind of want to vote for Imaishi because I just love his directing flares and style, and I think Cyberpunk was amazing. So like that's probably where my vote falls.
So what you're saying is Oscar rules apply here.
Yes, the rule of cool is what my vote goes to.
I think Imaishi definitely, and then probably Yuichiro Hayashi for Attack on Titan. Those would be my picks.
I would go Imaishi as well because Edgerunners is just so good.
The directing was phenomenal. It was so well directed.
It felt like a culmination of his career, going from like Dead Leaves and like Panty and Stocking, and like culminating into like this bigger, more robust version of those things. It's just like, I don't know.
I will say, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think out of these, the weakest would probably be Sotozaki for Demon Slayer, because when like half of our podcast has agreed that the show is just dragging, that's a flaw in direction. Like that shit can be fixed. It's just a pacing issue, and it's unnecessarily prolonged. And
everyone's favorite parts about Demon Slayer is everything but the directing, really. Like the character designs and the color compositing and the animation really carried
it's expertly made. It's just it felt like half of it was completely unnecessary.
I mean, half of it was because they just did the movie in show form.
Yeah, so. It felt like that, like somebody could have done better, I guess.
I think someone could have done better. I do think that the pacing, you gotta put some of that on the adaptive scriptwriter because they kind of determine where everything starts and ends. And I think that the direction of those action sequences does still fall on the capabilities of the director. So I still give Sotozaki some credit for that. But yeah, I'd say Imaishi definitely has, he's the only auteur of the bunch, right? He's the only one whose style and vision you can instantly pick out. His imprint is on every frame of that show. I think Furuhashi is still my pick. If Jun Shishido was listed for Attack on Titan, I might have picked that actually. He was the chief director of the series, of the final season, and he directed like all of the best episodes of the season. So I think if they put it under his name, actually, I would have gone for that.
Well, that's a good point. I didn't even think of that.
That's true. Is that the guy with the eye bags?
No, that's Hayashi.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure which one.
The guy everyone memes about. Mappa working their staff too hard. Yeah. Poor Hayashi.
I mean, he should get an award just for the meme potential. But
most tired director.
Yeah, right.
Most directed straight into his grave director.
Well, DJ's favorite of the bunch, Haruo Sotozaki, is the winner for Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. So.
That one strictly feels like
surprised
my
by
media,
that.
My media literacy statement holds true.
That one's surprising to me. I didn't think he'd win that.
I did expect it to be Imaishi because of name recognition with his past works. So I was surprised as well.
Yeah,
but Demon Slayer is cool.
That's true.
That's so true.
Wait, you're right. That's why it won Rule of Cool. Fuck.
That doesn't bode well for later on for Cyberpunk, I guess.
Ugh.
Well, we'll get there.
Yes. Oh, it's me now. Okay, so the next category is Best Anime Song. I assume this is only openings and endings?
No,
right?
There's some insert songs.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So first we have Chiki Chiki Bon Bon by Queendom, which is from Ya Boy Kongming. Comedy by Gan Hoshino from Spy Family. My Nonfiction by Miyuki Shirogane, sung by Makoto Furukawa, and so it's Shirogane and Chika's song.
Yeah.
In Kaguya Love is War. Oh, that's interesting. New Genesis by how do you pronounce it? Ado.
Yep.
For One Piece Film Red. Shall We Dance by Ryo Na for Shadow's House second season. And then The Rumbling by Sim for Attack on Titan.
That's my least favorite Attack on Titan song out of all of them. I just didn't care. Like, I wasn't big about the one before that at first. That one eventually grew on me. This one just didn't. Like, I just was never happy to hear this song.
Interesting.
This one for me is like Rumbling Go Burr. Like, I don't know. It's just like scratched a part of my brain that I was like, yes, me likey. So, yeah, no, exactly. It's like I could try to point my nose up at people for the voting on this all I want, but that show did it, or that song did it for me. So, I will say, Chiki Chiki Bon Bon is fucking so catchy, and I
didn't even watch that anime, and I want that song to win because it's a good song.
Yeah, that's really probably my actual vote because I don't think your boy Kanmin can win anything else.
Yeah, this would be the category.
Yeah.
And
that song, if my Discord got to choose, this would be the winner by a mile because the entire season this was out, that was just all anyone did.
Right.
So, is My Nonfiction the rap? Or oh,
yeah. That's my pick.
That's pretty crazy.
That's a good pick too.
Yeah.
Oof.
Sure.
Yeah. That's almost unfair. Like, I'm glad that it's there, but like, yeah, that's just too.
Too good.
That's too good.
I dropped Shadow's House because I thought it was extremely boring. But I'm a big Rayona fan, so I'm cool with her winning too.
And by the way, there are actual opening and ending categories that encompass the individual songs as well as the sequences. So this is just all songs of all kinds.
I was going to ask about that because I looked at the sequences and they also have songs in them. So this category by itself kind of confuses me if they're also going to put openings and endings in them.
Right. Yeah. I think the idea, there's obviously overlap, but the idea is that this is just about the song, includes openings, endings, insert songs, whereas the opening and an ending is equally about the song and the sequence and how it works together.
I feel like if they're going to do that, they can't re-nominate things for ending and opening sequence then. Like, I'd be cool with just an insert song category. I think that would be good.
I think the only way that they can justify this is if they made it very clear that the opening and endings were 100% about the sequence. Because, otherwise it's just going to be your favorite song wins twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is New Genesis sung by the character in the movie? Is it like, is she the voice actor?
Well, so it's, a very music-based movie where the main new character is a singer, and Otto is this like incredibly popular like 18-year-old Japanese singer who does all of the songs, which she does many of throughout the movie, but she is not an actor and she doesn't voice her during speaking lines.
Okay. Anything else before we announce the winner? Well, DJ is in shambles because the Rumbling wins.
2 in a row.
Yeah.
It's 2 in a row.
See if we can keep breaking him.
Incredible batting average, DJ.
Oh,
I didn't watch
this
any of the
category.
next category, so I'm going to have no feelings on that.
I have no feelings on this as well.
But
I feel like you have no
still
feelings on
pronounce
most
them.
of this.
I have no feelings on most of anything in this category.
Yeah,
or
actually,
this
have you
award.
watched a single thing in any of these categories?
Yeah.
Oh, Ranking of Kings, right?
Yeah, Ranking of Kings and
Spy Family?
like half of like Spy Family.
All right, as long as it's the first half, then it counts.
Cool.
All right. Best film.
This will be easy to read.
Yeah.
Bubble.
That was the idea.
Bubble.
Bubble.
It's actually
Dragon
Buble.
Dragon Ball Superhero. Inuo. Jujutsu Kaisen 0, One Piece Film Red, and The Deer King.
Now, I did watch all of these films. I watched all of them in theaters except Bubble, which was a Netflix only thing, and also one of the worst films of 2022 period. So
wow.
Yeah. The Deer King also bad.
The Bubble sat on my to watch and Netflix thing for a long time, and then I just heard people trash on it, and then I never watched it. So
yeah,
who directed
that? I had really high hopes because of the team behind it. It was the original Attack on Titan team. Same studio, director, composer, everything.
Oof. It looked pretty.
And it was written by Uribuchi. Yeah.
I've never even heard of that. So.
Oh man.
Yeah, I've heard of everything else on that list except for that. So that
like all-star productions fail.
Yeah.
And by love, I mean I'm really surprised.
Yeah. It's really saddening. Anyway, my pick was Jujutsu Kaisen 0.
Okay.
It's the only one that I really loved on that list.
Was that a sequel to the first season or like a spin?
Prequel. All right, you can read my review after this. It's a prequel, but you can watch it first. It actually came out first. If Jujutsu Kaisen is actually a sequel, it turns out, to a manga that the creator made first. That was supposed to be a short thing.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it streaming anywhere? Crunchyroll?
It's on Crunchyroll now, I think. Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does that thing where like Crunchyroll, even though I turn off autoplay, sometimes it'll try to autoplay the movie after you finish an episode type of deal. Right. The only two I watched were Jujutsu Kaisen and Inuo, and I'm a huge Miyazaki Yuasa simp, so my vote was for Inuo because that movie literally rocked. I feel really bad that I still haven't gotten around to watching Film Red, but I took in quite enough One Piece in one span of time.
Yeah.
So
you read 1,100 chapters in 6 months. I think you can take a break.
Yeah, I think I could get to Film Red when I get to Film Red.
Yeah.
Then the canon, we figured it out. Non-canon, I guess technically maybe it's sort of canon in the SBS or whatever, but
the movies are never canon, despite what it was.
It's literally impossible for it to fit into the timeline.
Yeah.
That's how most of the movies are.
Yeah.
But Jujutsu Kaisen 0 is a good movie, and it is canon, so like I thought it was fun, and I think Yuta is a really good character. Mm-hmm. And I really liked the voice actor they chose for him. Mm-hmm. I forget, is it the same as Shinji?
Yeah, he's just grown up Shinji.
Yeah, he's literally just like a few years older Shinji, and I thought that was a perfect choice. But I think that one probably going to get, or actually, I don't know if this or Film Red's going to win it. I feel like it's got to be one of those two.
Who's stronger?
Yeah,
which fan base is stronger?
This category is literally the fucking Twitter fucking salt mines.
Who'd win the fight?
But then if that were the case, Goku wins any fight.
One Piece fandom is old, and so they are weak now.
I will say something about Superhero. Goku is barely in it, which is kind of refreshing.
Oh, you're right. Isn't it about like Piccolo and Gohan mostly?
Yep. Yeah, Piccolo goes orange.
That's funny.
Yeah, best film of the year.
Yeah,
Piccolo gets big and orange.
I called it that. Dragon Ball Piccolo goes orange.
I mean, that's a better title than Dragon Ball Superhero.
I honestly want to watch it more now.
That's $1 billion at the box office right there. If you just went the one where Piccolo gets orange.
Yeah,
sounds like a Friends episode title.
The gang goes orange.
Yeah, right. It's always sunny in the
That
Dragon
would be
World.
always funny, yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's all we can really say because that's all we've watched.
All right, here we go. Jujutsu Kaisen 0.
Yeah, that makes
fair.
sense.
I didn't watch it, but I'm not surprised because that's another big name. And the production value is anything like the anime. I'm sure it looked great.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of looked just as good as a show. It didn't really have that like distinct movie quality.
It doesn't
But
have
I
to be
mean,
better than.
but I mean, the show already had such high quality, so yeah.
Exactly. That's the problem with these shows getting to movie quality in the TV series. Same thing with Demon Slayer.
Yeah. And I mean,
really-
it's fitting because it just kind of felt like an extension of the TV show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think that was well deserved. It's
my turn.
Because you mentioned Orange Boy.
Yep.
We're going best score. Some music, but not the other music one. This is
music.
Yeah, this is another music one, but we're at Kota Yamamoto and Hiroyuki Sawano from Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2, Akira Yamaoka from Cyberpunk Edgerunners, Yuki Kaijura and Go Shina from Demon Slayer, Kevin Penkin from Made in Abyss, No Name from okay, cool, from Spy Family, and then Genki Hikota from your boy Kong Ming.
Now, I have a few things to say. Mostly, I think they do this every year, and I think we get kind of. I don't know. I don't want to judge people for not knowing what a score is, but they always throw in a series with lots of good insert songs and vocal tracks that are not part of the score. And I think that's the intention, is that all of the performances in Kongming, but that's not the score.
They can literally just say soundtrack / score and fix that problem.
Yeah. Well, the same thing with Edgerunners. It's like most people's favorite song in Edgerunners is not the part of the score.
Right.
So.
Exactly. Yeah.
It doesn't matter though, because you said if they have this every year, then Sawano probably wins it every year. So that's at least what I think is going to happen.
And I think there's a lot of good Sawano tracks that they keep using. And some new versions of them, but I think Yamamoto is doing a really good job with matching his level in the final season, since he wasn't involved in the previous ones. And that one that he performed, it does always really hit me when they use it in the show. So I think they are a great pair, and they're my pick probably. I think if Demon Slayer had more Kajiota, then it might be a little stronger.
I cannot think of a single song from the Demon Slayer soundtrack, honestly. But
want to hear my pick for best score of the year?
Yeah,
86 Part 2. Not even nominated.
Yeah, they could
not
throw
a joke. That's not a joke.
A few Sawano and Yamamoto's in there.
Score,
yeah.
I mean, I do love me some Sawano, but I also think Kevin Penkin is really talented, and his work on Made in Abyss is half the reason anyone probably watches it. Oh.
Yeah. I think the best music in Made in Abyss this season was just rearrangements of his work from the first season and the movie.
Yeah,
so,
that's fair.
Which, they all the sequels kind of have that going for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's kind of like in the same way that, best character will go to someone that you spent time with. It's much easier when a show has already established good music that it can just rearrange and re-put back in rather than creating from scratch. The library is bigger.
Yeah, this is a category that I'm really passionate about, but really looking at the nominees, it's pretty much rearrangements of beloved old songs and insert songs that don't belong in this category.
So do you want to know who won? I mean, Kestrel knows, but
I think, well, I'll just say my vote's for Penkin, but I'm pretty sure Sawano sweep.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't think that you can put Sawano on anything and have him not win. So I think that he wins as well.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I really want to say Attack on Titan also wins this every year.
Probably.
I know Kevin. Actually, Kevin's won it 2 or 3 times.
Oh.
He won it for the first season of Made in Abyss, and he won it for what was the other one? Maybe Tower of God.
That sounds right.
Yeah, one of the other ones he did.
All right, and I'm fine with the Yamamoto Sawano winning this because I do agree that the rearrangements of tracks are like well done,
and I do appreciate, since, obviously all of the iconic tracks that are still used throughout the whole series are Sawano's, but he didn't work that much on the new season, really.
Yeah, his name's on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that when this was actually one of the few categories where the creatives received the award and were actually at the show and went up to receive it. Granted, that's only because Yamamoto literally performed at the show. But him and Sawano both went up there, and this was one of my favorite moments of the whole award ceremony was Yamamoto deferring to Senpai and Sawano just refusing and being like, nope, it's your award, you go, you do all the talking, you go up there, and just this awkward little back and forth between them, and he's like, I'm not
Such
talking.
a Japanese thing to do.
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, yeah, I hope you were clutching your Attack on Titan vinyls while watching that part. Yes, so it was well worth it.
The thing about that, we're talking about, Yamamoto's doing all the work in final season, which is what's up here, and they haven't released the final season soundtracks on anything but fucking digital. It's not even on CD, let alone vinyl.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's shitty.
That's weird.
Yeah. DJ?
What's up? Oh, are we done? Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So that's that. My tattoo is bleeding.
Oh God!
Oh no!
Fucking metal.
Anyway, we are now at the best ending sequence, and the nominees for this category are Akuma no Ko by Ai Higuchi, storyboard and direction from Parako Shinohara, Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2. Comedy by Gen Hoshino, storyboard and direction from Atsushi Nishigori, Spy Family. My Heart Has Surrendered by Airi Suzuki, storyboard and direction from Nichika Ono, animation direction from Norifumi Kugai. Kaguya-sama Love is War Ultra Romantic. Koi no Yukue by Akari Akase, storyboard and direction from Utata. My Dress Up Darling. Koshaberi Biyori by Fantastic Youth, storyboard and direction from Koki Fujimoto. Komi Can't Communicate, Season 2. I fuck up the English.
No.
Yofukashi no Uta by Creepy Nuts, storyboard and direction Tomoyuki Itamura. Animation direction from Haruka Sagawa. Call of the Night. I want Fantastic Youth to win this very badly, because this is a top 5 ending all time for me.
Wow.
Yeah, this is one of the few things I think Komi actually deserves in this award show. It was a very good ending
just
sequence.
The song either. It was the whole ass thing. That was just a great ending, and I got a bad feeling it's not gonna get it. But that was great. I really liked the Dress Up Darling ending too. Animation wise, not a big deal, but that song, something about the song, it made me warm inside, and I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think my pick's actually Yofukashi no Uta. Yofukashi no Uta.
I think that one's gonna win, because that's the one thing everybody took away from All of the Night. It was just the fucking soundtrack was ridiculous.
And that whole ending sequence and Itamoto's direction, I really like his style as well. So
that's a great pick.
Yeah, I think Creepy Nuts' whole involvement in the show is just so fun. And
didn't you say that the show was based on that song or something?
The title of the series was named after one of their songs.
I mean, that is the name of the series. So if it's named after one of their songs, it's that song.
Oh, then it's that song. Yeah, you're right.
Nice.
But and they also make a little guest appearance I think in that episode where they're at that like pool, they're like the bros that are like, "What's up, dude? That's a hot girl you're with. All right, see ya."
Nice.
Literally them. But yeah,
so
that's the one I would want to win as well. But I have a feeling this one's gonna go to no. I feel like this one can go a lot of ways, but probably.
I can't even remember the Spy Family ending. Is that the one where she's just walking in a straight line to the left in true anime fashion?
That's a good question. I
remember the song, but
if that's the one, I know that Emily and I like the song.
Yeah,
but yeah, the storyboard direction I don't think is anything fantastic, but the song is good.
What was the first anime to just have somebody walking to the left the entire ending? I want to say it was Sailor Moon. I think that that's a Sailor Moon thing.
I'm gonna say the first anime ever made.
Gotta be older than
Astro
Sailor
Boy.
Moon.
Yeah, it's Astro Boy.
the unearthed fan-made 1907 anime.
We should do that as an article, just like a bunch of recurring anime tropes and their origins. Like, who was the first person to just put their hand up to the sky and then the camera pans up?
Through their fingers. Who was the first person to get hit by truck con?
Yeah, we need something like that.
Which was the first anime to have the main character and their rival both staring up at the sky while laying next to each other?
A lot of these accolades are probably going to go to Mobile Suit Gundam.
Credits running sequence TV tropes.
So who won? I want to know who won.
Yeah,
we're done talking about it. Okay, the winner is Comedy by Gen Hoshino, storyboard and direction from Atsushi Nishigori. Spy Family.
Yeah, I think this one wins because people like the song and the show. I mean,
Spy Family fandom can't be stopped.
Yeah.
Anya
got out of that crater real quick.
Yeah, I'm surprised Call of the Night didn't win, but I guess that makes sense because it wasn't that popular.
Yeah. No, I feel like a show like that, even when like that is what the show's main appeal is, it doesn't beat popularity.
Yeah, that's
Definitely
rough.
the least popular of these six, by far.
Yeah.
This was a pretty stacked category.
Yeah.
Weird that not stacked entry win. IMO.
Yeah, I have a feeling the next category is going to be a very similar deal.
Let's find out. Next category is, of course, Best Opening Sequence. So we've got Chiki Chiki Bon Bon by Queendom, storyboard and direction from 10 Gauge, your boy Koming. Mixed Nuts by Official Hige Dandism, storyboard and direction by Masashi Ishihama, Spy Family. Naked Hero by Vondi, storyboard and unit direction from Shingo Yamashita. Ranking of Kings Core 2, The Rumbling by Sim, storyboard and direction from Takashi Kojima, Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2. This Fire by Franz Ferdinand, animation direction from Hiroyuki Maishi, storyboard from Kai Ikarashi, Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Zankyo Sanka by Ame, storyboard from Haruo Sotozaki, animation direction from Akira Matsushima, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Entertainment District Arc. And my pick for song is definitely Zankyo Sanka, no top in Ame. And I got to see her perform it a few weeks ago, which is cool.
I would love that.
So that's definitely my pick for song. I think, like, obviously Chiki Chiki Bon Bon has a really catchy song and a really meme-worthy sequence to go with it.
Gifable.
Yeah, so gifable, exactly. Shingo Yamashita is like the master of storyboard and unit direction for anime openings. Like, he's got a really iconic style, and he's really made it work. And also, this Fire, very stylized sequence. I don't know if it's that fair to throw in a 15, 20-year-old song from a like Scottish artist, but whatever.
I was just happy to see him still getting work.
Winning an anime award.
Yeah, like,
that would be
just years after a random song they put out.
Pan to the back corner, and it's just the dudes from Franz Ferdinand in the room the whole time.
Yeah, I I've been a Hige Dandism fan for years, and I'm pretty sure Spy Family was the first anime they were in. I could be wrong on that.
No.
It was definitely the first time that I ever heard them in an anime.
I think both of those are untrue. Tokyo Revengers.
They were in. Oh, you're right. I thought that this was before that for some reason because the second season of Revengers is out now, and I just my brain. Okay, so never mind.
They did that sumo show before that too.
The emotional weight has now been stripped from the mixed nuts opening, and I can go full Demon Slayer on this.
Nice.
As much as I do love the earworm and memeability of Chiki Chiki Bon Bon, I know it can't win because no one watched the show,
but they did watch the opening.
They did watch the opening.
I also in this category. So.
I have a feeling, yeah, like that opening got way more traction than the show ever did. But I feel like my vote, I wanted to go with Naked Hero because I feel like it was just so powerful, and yeah, Yamashita just makes like such a compelling, it's just like the direction of like, you know, it's like a minute and a half, but like it tells so much of Boji's story, and I don't know, it's just a beautiful song to go with it too. So just the pairing of the song and the direction is just so good.
Yeah, like I agree there as well. It like encapsulates the whole show in a way, and then the lyrics also match up with kind of what Boji's whole situation is of the song, like what his, you know, his circumstances are as, you know, a prince and a character in this show. And then yeah, it's after rewatching it, I was like, man, this really makes me want to watch the show all over again.
Yeah,
it's so good. So that would get my vote, but also I want Franz Ferdinand to win.
Funny.
Just for memes, because man, he's out here getting work in anime somehow.
That's yeah.
With a 20-year-old song.
Yeah, with a 20-year-old song
like,
too.
Vocalist just like at the grocery store, just minding his own business, and somebody texts him like, "Hey, you won an anime award," and he's just like, "What?"
Yeah, I bet when
I believe that they have no idea that their song was even used.
Yeah, they called him up and they were like, "Do you watch anime?" He's like, "No." "Do you want a paycheck?" "Yes."
Yeah. Yeah, like I wonder.
Weird choice.
Yeah.
They talked about like why they chose it a bit at like their AX panel, and I think their three reasons were they wanted an old song, they wanted a Western song, and because it fucking slaps.
Yeah.
Because it would be funny.
Anyway, the winner, it's not Franz Ferdinand, I'm sorry.
Ooh.
It is The Rumbling again.
Wow, yeah. Who would have thought that the fucking one that already won Best Song would win Best Song again?
Now,
for real,
this song doesn't surprise me that it swept its categories because the like short version of it for TV, not even like the full version. The full version wasn't even out yet. Just the short TV version was #1 on the U.S. Billboard chart. So that's how popular the song was in America. And I mean, it's all in English, so I'm sure that helped. But it's like more popular in terms of like, I don't know, record sales than probably any anime opening's ever been. And I got to see them perform that too, which is cool. And yeah, I mean, obviously it is about the show too, so it's got that going for it. I like it. And they had a good day, Sim. They had their new song on the new Attack on Titan that same day, and then won 2 anime awards. And didn't show up and made the unprepared presenter read their speech or whatever.
Beautiful.
So wait, is there a new song for the specials?
Oh yeah, you haven't watched it? Yeah, there's a new Sim song for the credits.
One of those things I'm saving for a nice rainy day.
Sure.
But
I hope the last one, the actual final, gets a new Linked Horizon song, because it's criminal. We've gotten no Linked Horizon for final season.
Yeah.
I thought I heard that this is the final song and it's just going to be for both of them.
It might be. Yeah. I could see that as well. But that'd suck.
Moving on, we have Best Continuing Series. Oh, wow. Okay, so this list includes Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, Kaguya-sama Love is War, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Made in Abyss, and One Piece. And I think if history holds true to what I said earlier, if you've been around the longest, you're probably gonna win the award. And this is like one of the only categories One Piece is even in, so I have a good feeling about that taking this one.
If it's not One Piece after like 1,000 episodes, I just feel bad. Just give it to him.
Yeah. I would love it to be JoJo's because I feel like
it's possible, dude. JoJo's fandom, they fucking come out in packs.
Yeah, and I mean, it literally has as much as people like to hit One Piece with the meme, JoJo's was coming out fucking like 10, 15, 20 years before One Piece, and it literally started a new part last month. So like, I don't know, the Araki is literally a vampire walking among men, and he is insane. So
at least he's been doing monthly for the past 15 years.
Yeah, that's probably the saving grace for his health. So yeah, I'd love it if JoJo's won, but I think if One Piece is gonna win anything, it's the best continuing series category.
I will mention here, since Kaguya-sama didn't even get a nomination for Anime of the Year, which is bullshit.
That is crazy.
This is a category that it should win because this season, I think, was by far the best.
That's fair. Yeah, if we are going by the season itself, I would probably also vote for Kaguya. Yeah, it's also a weird category too because like, I guess it is of course about the anime, but it's like, well, Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer are both done.
Yeah, no, it's about the anime. It's about specifically Final Season Part 2, Entertainment District Arc, Ultra Romantic, Stone Ocean, Golden City of the Scorching Sun. With One Piece, it gets weird because it's like, all right, so what episodes aired between October 2021 and September 2022?
Well, we know it's Wano, so
it's true.
It has been and it will be for the next year's category too. Yeah. And anyone else want to chime in on this one, or
no?
Do we just hand the award to One Piece because that's who won it?
Good for them.
Good for One Piece.
Yeah, they deserved an award. It's been 20 years and there ain't no goddamn One Piece in sight. So
25 years, 26 years.
That's too long.
The One Piece is truly the friends we made along the way.
1,077, 78 chapters.
To be clear, Oda said it would not be that. So
yeah,
multiple times, I believe.
Yeah.
All right. Then to go along with that, we have Best New Series. So we've got Call of the Night, Cyberpunk Edgerunners, Licorice Recoil, My Dress Up Darling, Spy Family, and Ya Boy Kong Ming. And I think Spy Family is a pretty easy choice for me here.
Yeah. I feel like for what it did for the impact of just like casual anime viewing, it's kind of like the no-brain pick. But
yeah, especially depending on what your, I don't know, definition of series is in a way, because like Cyberpunk Edgerunners is not really a series for me because it's done.
Yeah.
And for some reason my brain goes, new series, that means there will be more. Like it debuted and there'll be more, not just best show.
No, a series is a series. It's 13 episodes, that's a series, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's how my brain reads series and show differently. Like when I think series, I think it's going to have more. It's new, yeah, and there'll be more to come. I don't know. That's just how my brain works. But Spy Family is an easy choice here. I want Licorice Recoil, though, too, because I really enjoyed that. But I also recognize there are some plot holes in Licorice Recoil, and it didn't get quite as popular as stuff. And Spy Family is just easy to choose because, yeah, it's got everything for everybody.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if Spy Family doesn't win this.
Yeah. Call the Night's like a really neat show, but I don't think it can win this at all.
Yep.
Couldn't even
It's
win
a
for
cool
the
nomination,
music.
though. Like,
that's true.
yeah, like that's a good spot for it.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't even give it new series, and I like that one. You know what? Probably my fourth favorite on the list, but still.
Well, the winner is, of course, Spy Family.
Who would have thunk it?
It deserves it, though.
Yeah,
that's fair.
So.
Can't argue with it.
Nothing wrong with that.
It did have a part where one of the characters walks to the left. So, you know.
Auto W.
Auto W. GG no re. All right, Kate, you're up.
Okay, here we go. Best animation. I have a feeling this is going to be another one where people did not understand the assignment. Akebi's Sailor Uniform, Cloverworks. Attack on Titan, the final season, part 2, Mappa. Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Studio Trigger. Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Entertainment District Arc, how did we determine?
Ufotable.
Ufotable.
There's a FPR callback.
Yeah.
No, it's Ufotable from now on. Ranking of Kings, Part 2, Wit Studio, Spy Family, Wit Studio, and Cloverworks.
I think it's neat that Akebi's Sailor Uniform got a nomination.
I think that's neat too.
Yeah. And I think it totally deserves it too. So, like,
it deserves a nomination. I definitely don't think it deserves to win, but I'm glad it's up here.
It would never win, but yeah.
It's cool that
it's an honor to be nominated.
It's interesting though, because this is definitely not the prettiest show Cloverworks has made. It had really pretty moments, but it wasn't consistent. They did that weird thing that the Fire Hunter's also doing, where it just randomly cuts to really detailed pictures for a few seconds for no reason.
Yeah.
And that just always weirds me out.
It was weird, yeah.
Yeah. That stuff is like, it's like Uncanny Valley, where like I get they're trying to make this girl like as pretty and detailed as possible, but it just made me scared.
It's straight up immersion breaking. It's like, the art like suddenly changed for one still frame that lasts 5 seconds and then goes back to normal. Like, why did
it is literally a jump scare.
I feel like Wit did that with Vivi too.
I was just gonna say that reminded me of Vivi.
I feel like it worked with Vivi though, because it was normally just the eyes and it was like unsettling, and I think that's what they were trying to do.
Sometimes they have close-ups on her where like her hair was super detailed, her face structure was very
or like when there was those moments where like her face was like broken into pieces, like it went super detail.
Yeah, I feel like they did it better though. Like it was never it never felt weird when they did it, I guess, for me.
Yeah. Akebi's as a show was just kind of weird for me.
I liked it a lot. It was just there wasn't a plot, which is fine.
Yeah,
absolutely.
This is literally this category is a reiteration of that Twitter argument I was mentioning earlier. So
yeah, I think I love Mappa, and I know what actually won, but nothing that year touched the Boji versus spoiler fight in Ranking of Kings second core. Nothing comes close.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I think it's funny that like in general, a show like Attack on Titan will sweep a category it's in, but funnily enough, the animation category is the one like Achilles heel for it because people fucking hate CGI. So like there's no way it could win this category. Even though like most diehard of fans will tell you that the fucking CG Titans make them want to kill themselves. So I think I think Demon Slayer will win this, but I would also love Ranking of Kings to win it.
Yeah, I agree. Demon Slayer is going to win this, but Ranking of Kings, it's just so like fluid and dynamic, and anytime Boji really does any like action combat whatsoever, just the way he moves and the way like his opponents move around him is always so good. And I like that all of the characters have their like distinct, combat styles in a way. Like there's your big guys, your tiny guys, your like snake characters. Like there's just so much going on. So the animation in that is just constantly good. I mean, shit. When Boji fights his brother, like in that little play fight in the first, like that's obviously in the first core, but even something as like kind of trivial as that, it was awesome. Like just his face animation.
Totally.
Yeah, and just like I don't know like we said, like people are not going to read the assignment and really get it. The animation in Ranking of Kings are just so like you could see the weight in the movements of the characters and their sword swings and stuff. So like I don't know, it made the show as readable as it could be for like such a high fantasy thing. Whereas like Demon Slayer looks fucking awesome, but at the same time it's so many particle effects and shit's going on. Like you really can't see a lot of animation going on for half of it.
I think Demon Slayer is definitely by far the best animation Ufotable has ever done. But it's true that their greatest strength is in effects and compositing.
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
All right, here we go. Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Entertainment District Arc, Ufotable.
Ufotable sweep.
Ufotable sweep.
Alrighty. So next we have Best Character Design. First we have Yo Yoshinari for Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Akira Matsushima for Demon Slayer Entertainment District Arc. Masanori Shino for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean. Kazumasa Ishida for My Dress Up Darling. Atsuko Nozaki for Ranking of Kings. And Kazuaki Shimada for Spy Family. I think this is an interesting category because best character design is like a hard thing to determine. Like, is it best way to adapt the original character design, or like what are we actually voting on? And it's like, because in my mind, it's like, well, JoJo's has some of the most striking and cool character designs of all time. It's like, but the character designs in the anime are very much trying to be like as close as they can to the manga. Yeah. Whereas something like Ranking of Kings like looks kind of different from its source material, but it's very striking in how varied and different the character designs are. So I feel like that one is almost worth voting for over JoJo's. But yeah, this is a weird category.
I mean, it's the same kind of deal with like Best Adapted Screenplay and the Oscars. Like they do mention the source material and who wrote that, but obviously the person who adapted it is the one that collects the awards. So yeah, it's tough. I tried to go by like the adaptation, and so I think Akira Matsushima for Demon Slayer would be my pick, because I think he did a really great job at making those character designs much more appealing than the manga.
Yeah, I also think
already win this category, like in one of the previous years.
It might have, but the last season had a different animation character designer. So different person.
Yeah, they probably did win for Golden Wind.
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
Yeah, Takehiro Kishida, who did Golden Wind, is another like really high name, high profile character designer. So I could see that.
This is one where I don't want to really vote for Demon Slayer because they aren't my favorite character designs, but I also agree that compared to the original designs, and also I think they're the cleanest designs Ufotable has ever made, because in general I don't like Ufotable's character designs, like for Fate.
What?
So like well, at least
yeah,
I don't know. I don't like the whole like
no, me neither.
I don't like the whole like same face thing going on with almost every Ufotable show. That's my hot take for the night. I don't know.
Fate has much worse same face syndrome in the source material. I think it looks great in animation. I think that's another like great adaptation, because I think Takeuchi has some really great qualities to his artwork, but some of those like face shots, not so good, kind of derpy.
Yeah, they're weird, and
Yeah.
a lot of the time, I don't think the fake characters have ever looked better than they have looked in the UFO table shows.
That's fair. I guess I'm just saying I don't like the. It's not a problem with the adaptation. I guess I just don't like the I don't know, the main cast just don't appeal to me. But I think I think I just also really like the bold line work and colors of the Demon Slayer cast. So
like 50% outline.
Yeah, no, exactly. And like that, I really like that for some reason.
Yeah, that much is true.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I'm fine with Demon Slayer winning this. I'm just not excited about it. But yet again, I'm not really excited about any of the things in this category in terms of character design. So I'll go with Demon Slayer as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think Yo-Yo Shinari deserves props because it's like an all original cast of characters he's creating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's a good point. I'm going to swap to Cyberpunk. You just gave me a reason.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah. I do love Yoshinari's art style too.
Yeah. And I think some of it gets a little weird. Like, I think late stage David starts looking a bit funky.
Yes.
With like his super robo mode. But in general, though, I think the character designs are really good.
The thing about Imaishi is that he kind of takes over the character design process, even though he's almost never the character designer. So like
right.
Every story in a trigger panel is Yoshinari being like, yeah, Imaishi's just like add a bunch of this shit over here, and Yoshinari's style is like so clean compared to the rest of Trigger. So like, yeah, him and Imaishi together are an interesting pair.
Yeah.
I would go Ranking of Kings for no other reason than I like the anime crossed with like Disney aesthetic.
Yeah, best noses, right?
Yeah, and noses. But I wanted someone else to say it.
Those noses are wild.
They're bonkers.
I think this is tough.
Nice. Thank you for finishing that.
Yeah. If I'm going like rule of silhouette, I want to vote for Ranking of Kings. But yeah, it's tough. I'm between.
The main antagonist is just a silhouette.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck it. I'll vote for Nozaki.
Well, you can't. Voting ended months ago.
No. Oh wait, I did this category. Yes. So the winner is Akira Matsushima for Demon Slayer.
Yeah. Demon Slayer's winning more than Attack on Titan.
I'm not surprised, honestly.
All right.
Pressure.
Yeah. So now we got Best Original Anime.
Oh, this should be fun.
Probably one of the best anime from this, I'm going to say century.
Oh, there you go. Millennia, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to kick it off with Birdie Wing.
Oh, God.
Why?
I didn't even realize it had a subtitle.
There weren't enough original anime.
Yeah, you know what this list reminds me of? You know what this list reminds me of my top 10 anime of the year, which is I didn't watch
original anime this year.
Yep, which I didn't watch 10 anime, so anything I watched, it makes the top 10.
100%.
That's what this list reminds me of. But we have Birdie Wing, Healer Girl, I don't even know what that one is. Licorice Recoil, the clear winner. Orbital Children, Vampire in the Garden, and Yorai Deko.
All right, so Bran, I know you're a Science Saru simp, but
I am.
Did anyone else give a shit about any original anime except Licorice Recoil?
I didn't watch Licorice Recoil, and I think it should win too. So that's where I'm at. Yorai Deko is probably my least favorite Science Saru show. So
okay.
As much as I simp them, yeah, that show wasn't great.
I think every category I watched 5 or 6 out of 6. This one I watched 1.
Yeah. I want to watch Orbital Children because I know it's the Denocoil creator.
Yeah, I just watched Denocoil thanks to that super cheap sale.
Yeah, so that's the thing though, is I want to watch Denocoil first, so I didn't get around to it.
Denocoil is awesome.
Yeah, it's good. I watched it for the first time a little bit ago after Emily told me how much she liked it.
Chris doesn't like it, and that's crazy to me.
So how are we gonna figure out how Birdie Wing beat Licorice Recoil. How did it do it?
I think it got all the votes actually.
It hurts me even seeing it up here. This was probably the worst year for original anime. Period. I think.
This is rough.
It's really only one good one.
Yeah. And normally I'm like a champion of original anime.
Me too. Yeah. It's just disappearing.
I mean,
why wouldn't
hold on?
Why wouldn't Cyberpunk be here?
That's
why wouldn't Cyberpunk be here?
So in Oscar rules, anything based on any existing media still counts as adapted screenplay.
Birdie Wing is based on golf, the sport.
That's not very original.
So that's the reason. But yes, I agree. Obviously, Cyberpunk is the best original story of the year, and Licorice Recoil is the only good actual original property of the year.
Yeah, they could have left some of these on the cutting room floor, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice category to call out. Like, yeah, you made something original, but when you have one good original, maybe don't have the category.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yep. So the winner is luckily Licorice Recoil. So
thank God.
So the universe maintains its sanity.
That's good.
All right, DJ, bring us home.
All right, bringing us home. Final category. I get to read it. Oh, I'm excited. We've got the anime of the year, and our nominees are Attack on Titan, Final Season, Part 2, Cyberpunk, Edge Runners, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Entertainment District Arc, Licorice Recoil, Ranking of Kings, Core 2, and Spy Family.
Wow. Yeah, it is really surprising that Kaguya-sama did not end up here.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I think it deserves
any of those.
I really think it deserves a spot over Licorice Recoil and Ranking of Kings. As much as I love Ranking of Kings and how good I hear Licorice Recoil is, I don't know.
Yeah.
We're talking anime of the year.
Right. Anime of the year would not put Licorice Recoil on it at all. I think they did it so that it would have one original anime in the list, which is cool, whatever. But I think Kaguya trumps all of these. I think of what they did nominate, this season of Demon Slayer edges out this season of Attack on Titan for me. But yeah, Kaguya should have been on there and won.
I mean, I give it to Cyberpunk 100%. Of
course.
But I see no understandable way that it comes out on top.
Has it won anything yet?
It won the English actor, but it lost Best New Series to Spy Family, so that's already okay. Well, Spy Family's better anime than Cyberpunk Edge Runners. It lost Best Drama to Attack on Titan. It lost Best Action to Demon Slayer. It lost Best Direction to Demon Slayer. Best Animation to Demon Slayer, and then it didn't even win shit like Score because Attack on Titan won that too. So if Cyberpunk somehow miraculously manages to win this, it will make zero sense. Combined with all of the other things that it did not win. Because it's if all of those things are better at everything else than Cyberpunk, then what makes Cyberpunk a better anime, you know?
And really,
it's got it.
It's got it. That's why they really shouldn't have any of those other categories, which are just a subset of anime of the year. All of the other categories should be one particular thing about the production, just like, real award shows. Because best original anime, best new anime, best continuing anime, best of all the genres, those are all just subsets of anime of the year, so they're kind of pointless and redundant.
Yeah.
Based on just the sample that we've gotten from all of the other votes, I think Demon Slayer takes it. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll be fucking Licorice Recoil or something.
I want
this Spy Family has a chance too.
Yeah, I want Cyberpunk to win because I think it's definitely the best overall package of these. Because Demon Slayer drags. I don't watch Attack on Titan, but I'm sure it's good. And Licorice Recoil I really enjoyed, but I also know that it has some flaws, so to speak. But Spy Family would be good too. That's another strong one. Ranking of Kings, second core, no.
Oh yeah, the fact that they specifically include the second core for that does mean that it's only 2022 because the first core was the end of 2021. So yeah, this is literally only 9 months. So anime of the 9 months actually.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah, this one is tough because it's one of the few categories where it's flipped. That like you can't try to include like all of Attack on Titan and all of Demon Slayer when you talk about anime of the year. It has to just be this season.
Yeah.
And I feel like nothing had that. And if that's the thing, if you don't take that stuff into consideration, for me, Cyberpunk was the biggest impact moment for anime last year. And that's why I vote for that as well.
Maybe if it wins, it's because you could just make up a reason, like it got second place in all of the categories, so by cumulative points, it's actually the best.
They gave the most important award to the pity vote.
It's the new series one that's the most damning to me because it's literally already saying that Spy Family is a better new series than Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
Right. Both of them only have. Okay, well. Yeah, both of them only have the same period of time to work with, so they're same competition.
Anything else?
No.
All right. Well, your winner of the anime of the year is Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Hell yeah. Wow. Doesn't make any sense, but I'll take it.
I agree. Based on the reasons, it makes no sense.
Oscar rules. You know?
Oscar rules.
There are no subsets in the Oscars.
This is unprecedented.
No, but it's like when they give a bunch of awards to a thing, but they save like Best Picture for something completely different.
Yes, that happens sometimes, and sometimes it's kind of unjustifiable. But like DJ said, like there's nothing at the Oscar that's literally like best. I don't know. New movie. They're all new movies.
Best new movie.
If the Emmys are movie. But yeah. The fact that there are so many of these subset categories that have the same anime in competition and it won none of them, doesn't make any sense.
And then it just wins at why? What's their reasoning?
I mean, it's
because it didn't win the others.
So I don't know. You'll have to ask everyone who voted.
This is
I hate it. But also, they picked my best anime, so
yeah.
This might be the only time that my best anime of the year wins best anime of the year.
This is like a Larry David moment. I don't know what's happening.
I think from now on, to defend any of my opinions on the rest of this podcast, I'm just going to say Oscar rules.
Yeah, that seems to be Kate's new go-to.
Oscar rules, baby.
She used to blame everything on cocaine. Now it's just Oscar rules.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but I'm glad that it won. So I guess
let's go.
Yeah, let's fucking go, baby.
It didn't even win character awards. It won like English voice actor, and that was literally it.
That was it. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Wild. I'm down though. Let's go.
Wow.
Everything, everywhere, all at once won everything else.
Now I kind of want
it deserved it.
Yeah. Now that we talked about the silliness of a best new anime and then best new movie, I want the Oscars to have best old movie.
Yeah.
And every year it's like they have to keep up like an AARP list of movies.
I mean, well, you know what they should do is they pull from the list of actors in remembrance. They pull from a list of their movies and do some nostalgia baiting.
I mean, they could do like what was re-released in theaters, but yeah.
All right. Well, Anime Awards. Or whatever that's
recommendations.
Do we
of course.
have any? Sure. Do recommendations.
I got a couple, and they're based on the Oscars. So, watch Everything Everywhere All at Once because it won every Oscar, and it is an amazing
all
movie.
At once.
It won every award all at once. And watch The Whale as well. It's not as good as Everything Everywhere All at Once, but Brendan Fraser is a fucking god, and that movie hurt me a lot. And if you like being hurt as well, it will be good for you.
Don't watch that movie if you don't like being hurt.
Yeah, it will. You'll react.
To have fun, please.
It might not be good.
I have a quick recommendation because the recommendations seem to have just gone into whatever you want.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say Wolong is really good.
Oh,
I beat it. almost twice now.
Oh,
That's
really?
Damn.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm 65% through New Game Plus.
I'm still
nice.
on Wild Heart, so
Damn. I'm still playing Monster Hunter.
We'll talk more about Wolong after the podcast.
Yeah, say I really like Wolong. I'm not really big into Souls-like games, but I like the Three Kingdoms era, like just as a historical play setting. So that's what made me want to play it. And then I'm like, oh, I can see why people like these games because I beat one boss in particular, and it propped my mood up for a whole day.
That's
Yep.
a dopamine hit.
That's how those work.
Team Ninja are crazy though. They know how to make a very fucking blood pumping game.
Yeah, like I had like a mediocre day at work afterwards, and I was like, I don't fucking care. I beat Lubu yesterday. No one can tell me nothing.
That's sick.
If you like Three Kingdoms, you should watch your boy Koning.
Yeah, actually. Okay, my also not anime recommendation is I'm pretty sure Resident Evil 4 remake comes out like
Next week.
right, yeah, next week. So that looks like it's gonna be amazing. So maybe
All video games all the way down this week.
Yeah, we've talked enough about fucking anime, okay?
I got lots of anime to recommend.
Is it Birdie Wing?
It's Birdie Wing. No.
Birdie Wing box set. So.
Yeah, so something I forgot to recommend last episode, even though I just got it like 2 days prior, was Jujutsu Kaisen. After 84 years, Viz finally got around to releasing the first core. So you can get that in limited edition and standard edition. The limited edition also comes with a soundtrack, which is cool. Also, Mushoku Tensei, both parts of that are out now, and we'll be getting a new season at some point. So check those out. The first part has a limited edition as well. Jujutsu Kaisen 0, since they didn't let Viz have anything but the series, and Crunchyroll releases the few things that they do release much quicker than Viz, we're getting 0 before we even get the second core of the TV series, just a few weeks after the first core. So that's got like, I don't know, 4 or 5 different editions that you can get at different retailers. I'm getting the Steelbook from Best Buy. Also, Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2, which we have talked about a lot, is coming out on my birthday in a couple week and a half. So you can also get that with the limited edition or standard edition. And yes, Everything Everywhere All at Once is great. The Whale was okay, I guess.
Anybody else?
No, I stick with Wild Hearts is good. I think they're hammering out the technical issues, but I mean, Oolong has the same technical issues because same company. So
that makes sense.
Not surprising there. Yeah, that's it. I don't have anything new. I have to figure out how to fix my 3D printer.
Cool. So I guess we should tell everyone where they can find us, correct?
Yes, you can find us anywhere you find podcasts. Please subscribe, rate, and review. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Alexa, all those places, fandompost.com. You can find them. You can find us on social media, Twitter and Facebook, Fandom Post Radio. Follow us, like our stuff, share it, get in contact with us. Any opinions or ideas you have? Questions, comments, concerns? Also via email, fandompostradio@gmail.com. And I'm on Twitter at FullMetalKyoma. You can read my reviews of the Kaguya-sama movie and the Attack on Titan final season, final part, not final part, out now on fandompost.com.
You can find me on Twitter at DJNoStyle. You can find my video game at lessonsinlovegame.com or celibus.com.
Hellshake Brando on all the socials, and the only thing I'm reviewing right now is Mashal for Fandom Post, but yeah.
You can find me on the socials at Sonic Bug. I am still reviewing Vinland Saga, and my review of the last few episodes of To Your Eternity Season 2 will be up sometime this weekend. So Yeah, I'll probably. Well, we'll talk about spring season when spring season rolls around.
Yep.
Now we wait a full year to vote on Chainsaw Man for the Anime
Awesome. Well, as always, thank everyone for listening, and we will see you soon.
Thank you, the Academy.
Ciao.